What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. We are recording over Zoom right now because we are both not together. Francesca's in Florida. I'm going to be in Florida shortly, but I am not there yet. Unfortunately, not together, but that's where we're at right now. So we're reporting to you live from Zoom. And if you're watching on YouTube, I apologize for my messy clothes behind me. I forgot to tidy up before we start recording the podcast, and that's on me. This podcast is presented by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I have my e.l.f. bag right here. They gave this to us when we went to go visit the e.l.f. Cosmetics office in LA, which was such a fun trip. And of course, we got our products, the Power Grip Primer, which is so important if you want to, have your makeup last all day. Fran, you're going to a gala later, a charity event. And so you make sure your makeup is popping off, and you're going to use that Power Grip Primer to do so.
Absolutely. This is the first step of my makeup routine, especially when I'm doing a full face, wanting it to last all night. So this is definitely number one. Love it. I like this. I guess we always go back and forth, like blue. I consider this blue. Mm-hmm. The blue Power Grip Primer. Rhea has the pink with the niacinamide, which is great. Niacinamide is great skincare. I also have, this is for like my everyday mascara, the Lash and Roll mascara. This I have in the deep brown shade. Great mascara. Could not hype up this mascara more, truly. I reach for it every day when I'm doing my makeup, going to work. It's subtle, but it's pretty. It makes your lashes look long, but it's just, I never really knew enough about brown mascara, but it's trending right now and it's great.
Now you are in the world of brown mascara. And I also have the Halo Glow Beauty ones. These are great. These are the blush. They also have the contour as well. And of course, we love the Halo Glow liquid filter and all the great products from e.l.f. Cosmetics. And right now we have a promo code, which is super exciting. That promo code is ELFCHICKS20.
Yes, ma'am, it is. ELFCHICKS20. You can get 20% off orders of $45 plus and free shipping with our code. This coupon is a one-time use per customer and is running until November 1st, 2023 in the US only. So one more time, that's ELFCHICKS20 to get 20% off orders of $45 plus and free shipping. You can learn more at elfcosmetics.com or on the e.l.f. Cosmetics app. Yeah. I am doing a full face tonight. I'm in Florida. My whole family is attending Tyler Cameron's gala this evening for his foundation that he started in honor of his mom. And the theme is a night in Capri. And obviously the Marianos jumped all over that. So my parents' company is a sponsor for the event. So Mio is, you can see the little Mio logo on the flyers and all that stuff and on the website. So very exciting. We're going to that tonight. I've never attended something like this with my entire family. Like even my dad's coming, which I was shocked about. And everybody's missing you. I kind of like dropped the ball and forgot to tell everybody that you weren't coming, which was completely my fault. Like I've known, I knew you weren't coming. And then JB texted me and was like, what do you think the sleeping arrangement's going to be? Like, and I was like, oh, fuck, like Rhea's not coming. And my mom was like, why didn't you tell me? And then everybody was sad. We landed yesterday. Everybody was sad. And it's completely on me because I didn't give everybody fair warning.
Right.
My dad was super excited.
I know. So it's like one of those things, and I was telling Gia this the other day because Gia was like, did you get your dress yet? And I was like, did Fran not tell you I'm not coming?
I did a terrible job of notifying people.
Right. And it's one of those things that, when you get like really, I feel like people can relate to this when you have a lot of things coming up, right? Like you have a lot and, you've been
get overwhelmed.
You get overwhelmed with the amount of things coming up. And I was in one of my best friend's weddings last week, and I've talked a lot about that. And so I was like really focused on that. And I knew this was coming like just a mere few days after. Yeah. And I started getting really stressed out about everything that we had to do like afterwards, like after this weekend. Then we have our Charlotte show, Chicago show. We think we might be going to LA from Chicago. Like we have a ton of things happening. And I was like, oh my God, like I may have to just sit this one out. And now I am going to Florida, just like a different part. So I can't realistically make it work. Like they're just not close to each other. I have to drive 4 hours like alone. And I'm like, okay. And so Gia was like, wait, what? And I was like, wait, Fran didn't tell you? And she was like, no.
I didn't.
Like,
Everybody was like so sad. My whole family was so sad. And that's completely on me.
And then I was like, it's one of those things that like after the events kind of cool down of what you're like anticipating, and you're like, I totally could have made this work, but you get worked up thinking about everything that you have to do.
Believe me, I understand. I'm in the same position. I mean, granted, like my mom was like, no, you have to come. And I do, right, of course. Yes, I do want to go. It is very cool that, my parents are involved. And obviously for a great cause, but like, there was just we've had so many things. We've been traveling a lot. I ordered dresses for this, thought they were literally left for the airport at 3:30. The dresses delivered at 5 p.m. Like I brought random stuff that I already have. And it's just like one of those things where I was like already feeling flustered going into it, but I was cracking up and then I also like got mad at my mom because she was sending people. I thought my mom sent us our whole table and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so funny. But really she just sent like other people that we know that are going. And she was like, I entered in the text. They were separate. And I was like, okay, sorry. I did not realize that. I thought you mentioned that we were all at the same table. So I was under the impression that JoJo Siwa was sitting with us. And I was so excited. I literally I've been talking about it and telling everyone I was so excited. And then I got to Florida. My mom was like, she's not sitting with us. I was like, God damn it. We got into the car. My dad picked us up from the airport. And I was like, Dad, like, what are you wearing? Like, are you excited? Like this whole thing. And we were talking about who was going to be there. And I was like, yeah, JoJo Siwa. And my dad, like, he was like, who is that? And then I was trying to like fill him in. And then he was like, wait, is that the girl you used to do the impression of? And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe you remember that.
Yep. I mean,
I was like, that was a long time. I know it was a long time ago. And, but we were laughing about that. And yeah, I really was hoping to have a big, and look, I think she is going to be there. So I hopefully will have the opportunity to interact with her. I would love to. So fingers crossed on that.
Right. I was so excited when you said that you were going to be sitting with JoJo. And I was like, wait, Fran, not only are you going to be sitting with JoJo, you're going to be sitting with her mom. Like I watched Dance Moms. I was obsessed with Dance Moms. Like you've never seen Dance Moms before.
I've never watched Dance Moms
for years, like how iconic Dance Moms really is. And I was like, wait a second, you're going to be with her and her mom. Like, that's crazy. But I think you're still going to be able to obviously talk to them. You're going to mingle. Yeah. And it's, for a great reason as well. And so I love that you guys are all going, but it is kind of, it's a little bit of a downer. You're not at the same table as JoJo.
No, absolutely. I really would like to take that up with whoever did the seating chart, but it's totally
that's for a different day.
Yeah, totally fair. So I'm down here for that. Super excited. Gonna be a fun night, and we all traveled here. And then of course, like, I don't know, I've kind of gotten to the age where if Halloween things come across my desk and I'm available, I will attend, but I'm not going out of my way to do Halloween things. And like fun office things, dressing up, whatever, I'm down. But like stressing about a party or making sure I'm home to go to a party and all those things that I used to absolutely do. Like I could not miss Halloween weekend. I'd have like 5 costumes lined up. I just couldn't do it. Like my siblings are flying back to New York on Friday because they're like, we can't miss Halloween weekend. And I was like, that couldn't be me. I will enjoy Halloween when the day of Halloween arrives. But the whole pre-weekend, I think I'm sitting this one out.
Yeah, I feel you. I love, like, we ended up getting invited to a cool Halloween party that we're not able to attend now because we're both going to be away. But before that, I had no plans. All of my friends none of them are doing anything for Halloween this year. Everyone's doing their own thing, like has something to do this weekend, whether it's a wedding or whatever it is on this weekend. And 2 years ago, I dressed up. That was the last time I dressed up. I was Christina Aguilera. I loved it. We like went to a club. It was so fun. Last year I had a wedding, so I didn't do it. So this year it's been kind of like bounced around. Like, will we
Yeah.
be around? What's the plan? And just nothing ended up happening. And I love a good party, and I would have loved to attend a Halloween party dressed up. So since we can't do that now, we will be dressing up for the Chicks in the Office Halloween episode on Tuesday. And I sent you guys a picture in my part of my costume last night. And let me tell you, I spent way too long in it last night. Like, I
can only imagine you like practicing in the mirror.
Oh my God. No, you should have seen me watching YouTube videos and practicing in the mirror, because I want it to be spot on when Tuesday comes. I don't want to let anybody down. I'm so excited. I think our listeners are going to love it. It's definitely going to be an episode that you watch on YouTube. And it's a me and you costume. Like, we're both doing part of it.
Yep.
Which we've never done before. Me and you have never done something together for Halloween. No. But I spent way too long of my Wednesday night dressed up in my costume pretending to be this person. Which I am excited for Tuesday, which is actually Halloween. Now they are doing a Halloween costume contest in the office.
Yes.
And I made a joke to Glenn the other day. I was like, like, we're not going to do it now, but before we had seen the Halloween costume contest, I was like, me and you really could have gone as Doug and Carrie for Halloween from Queens. I was like, and then we could have just had Marty be Arthur.
Totally.
Like, we have to include him, but
I know
Marty doesn't fit the mold of Doug, but Glenn fits the mold.
Yes. Well, and also like, that is very funny too. I don't know, now every year this is what happens too. I poo-poo it, and then like it becomes the last minute, and I think of all these fun ideas that I just do not have the time to execute. And it happens every single year, but I'm excited for what we have. And then obviously now we have a Barstool contest, like you were saying. Yeah. So in my mind, I was like, how do I do like multiple, we could do outfit changes.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that
it's a lot. It's a lot. I like what we have planned. And honestly, I don't need to stress out by thinking more than what we have planned.
And what I was going to say was, I love that what we have planned, and why I mentioned the King of Queens costume is just funny. I'm not going to do costume changes on Tuesday. That's just too much.
Too much, yeah.
I love what we have planned, but I feel like it's very like Chicks in the Office centric. Like, love it. Our people are going to love it. But I don't know if the judges of the Barstool Halloween costume
no, we're doing this for us and for the listeners, because we already had to
get it.
Yeah, we had it planned pre them deciding to do a costume competition.
We didn't even know that was happening. We just decided to do this because we wanted to do it for Chicks in the Office. And it's like, all right, we can't do changes. We can't get crazy. Imagine us showing up to Heidi Klum's Halloween party dressed as this costume that we have. Which
I know.
By the way, it's always exciting to look forward to the people dressing up for Heidi Klum's Halloween costume and what Heidi Klum is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Every year it's fun. Every year it's fun to see. But Halloween is coming up, which is a big one. And what else is going on? Oh, I did have a couple rapid fire thoughts. One, the Britney Spears book is out, and I have it with me. I can't wait to read it. I've been seeing people posting that like they've flew through it in one sitting. Like, you just can't put it down. So I'm giving myself the time to really digest that. And I think we should both read it and talk about it like next week at some point. I don't know when, but I feel like we have the time to do that. We can figure that out. I
think we're both going to read it this weekend, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yes, definitely. Second thing is, did you see this clip? I'm dying to go to the Sphere, the Vegas Sphere.
I keep seeing clips from the Sphere, but
it looks insane. And U2 has just been playing in the Sphere since the Sphere opened. And last night they brought Lady Gaga out and they sang Shallow together. And it is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I didn't see that clip. Oh my God. They came out. They did Shallow. Lady Gaga, Bono, they're singing Shallow. I think I would have burst into tears. Like, one, it's just obviously an amazing song. And the combination was fantastic. But the Sphere looks very cool. I feel like I would love to go see something like U2 at the Sphere. Anything more intense or like really, really visual might be kind of scary.
Like you feel like you might get trapped in it.
Yeah, like eventually a DJ or something are going to do shows in there, and like the visual and people are going to be fucking tripping balls, and it's going to be like,
I could easily see people getting like nauseous. I don't know if that's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like that could either, some people will have the time of their lives and some people will absolutely have the worst night that they'll ever have. And I feel like there won't be any in between.
Depending on what you're partaking in before you hit the Sphere.
Yeah, exactly. My final thought, and it's kind of weekly watch report-esque, but by the time Monday comes around, we're already gearing up for a new episode of Dancing with the Stars. And I just want to throw it out there right now. On the plane, I downloaded the last episode to watch, and I set up my iPad on my little tray, and I'm on the aisle. So in my mind, I'm like, everybody can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Dancing with the Stars.
That's fine. You're watching Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. No, I mean, that I don't care about. I'm watching it. I'm a proud.
Not rated R.
No, not at all. But they did a tribute to Len. And they brought a bunch of ex-pros that have been on the show back to participate in the dance, but also were interviewed speaking about Len. It was beautiful. So I'm feeling the tears coming into my eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, you cannot start like literally sobbing to Dancing with the Stars on this airplane. Like I just like, oh my.
It's the airplane effect.
It really is. Well, I mean, I would have been, if I was at home in the privacy of my own home, oh my God, it would have been like, I wouldn't have been able to breathe. I have my hood like over my face. I'm like dabbing my eyes. And then they opened up for this dance. They're like, we're going to do a waltz to a song that we know Len would have loved. So the lights come up on the stage. All the dancers are out there. Moon River. That starts. I'm like shaking. I'm trying to hold back these tears so badly. Like I cannot. I'm like, oh my God, there's this sweet old man sitting next to me. I was like, I cannot just start bursting into tears. But it was so beautiful. And the dance was so beautiful. And then when they ended, like Bruno was sobbing uncontrollably. Like Carrie Ann had to console him. She was like rubbing his back. She's like, it's okay. And then they cut to commercial. And it was like, oh my God. It was a lot. It was a lot to take in. I think anybody that watched it felt the same way, like truly sobbing. I regret watching it on the plane. And I knew this was going to happen because you
want to get the full effect.
Yeah. Not even that. I just like, I wasn't really able to feel my full emotions.
Right.
I was
like
really trying. Yeah. Like I really wasn't trying to like sob uncontrollably on the plane. As you can see, my dad's walking behind me. It's like, and I just could not do it. So if I was on my couch, it would have been absolute waterworks completely. And I did cry. Like I cried, and the lady came by to ask me if I wanted something to drink. And I was like, yeah, I'll take a Sprite, please.
I need some wine. I saw a TikTok that reminded me of you. It was like, are there any girls that are maybe above the age of 25 that seriously lock into Dancing with the Stars every single week? And it like it went viral. Like it was so many likes and comments where everyone was like, me.
Yeah. Hey, we're out there. We exist.
You definitely are.
And we stand loud and proud.
More just online, you know what I mean? Like I know what's happening. It is a well-documented show online though. You know what I mean? It's not like nobody's watching Dancing with the Stars. Like people are talking about Dancing with the Stars.
No, and you see the clips and you see like there's always different storylines or side storylines that come out of it. And there's been a lot of Dancing with the Stars headlines recently.
Right. And I think they went through a lull period, but I think it's picked back up with the younger people that they have joined the show.
They also went back to ABC. Let's not forget last season, they just put on Disney Plus.
That's true. That is true. Those people that are on that season are probably kind of pissed. They're like, we could have been on prime time.
Yeah. Like they weren't actually on ABC. So those are my 3 thoughts of the day.
I have a thought that I want to add in, not really a thought, a statement. Khloe Kardashian commented on our video, guys, on Chicks in the Office. So we did talk about Khloe Kardashian on the last Monday's episode, and we talked about how Khloe leaves the nicest birthday messages for her sister. And then Simon Huck, who is a friend of the program, Simon Huck is great. He commented on Chicks in the Office being like, she really does leave the best or something like that, and tagged Khloe and wrote, love you. And then Khloe Kardashian herself commented on the video, and we didn't see it all day long. And then we finally saw it. She wrote, oh, my heart, stop. Now, this is the nicest video ever. And I am laughing because I am such a ha type of girl. I can't ever disclose the things I ha about. Feel free to use your imagination. Seriously, you girls are so sweet. Hallmark, call me. Khloe, of course I'll use my imagination. Of course I'll use my imagination to know what the things you're high about. And she told us sweet girls. It was so, you could like feel the love through that comment. Like we were saying.
It goes full circle right back to what we said.
Exactly. Such a nice comment. Such a cool moment. Honestly.
She's just very, and she's just very thoughtful with what she says. And I appreciate that. It's like, you think about what you are saying before you say it, and you really give it intention.
Right. And it was so meaningful and cool, and just throwing that out there, just a little tidbit. Yeah. So,
and a big thanks to Simon for getting that on her radar.
Big thank you to Simon, and dare I say, maybe Khloe on the podcast in the future, maybe.
Fingers crossed, squad. Everybody light your candles and manifest that one.
Keep your hopes high, because we are wishing for it. There you go. Noah's
got his candles going. Wow, you almost need a new one there.
Right, it's burning fast. But anyways, that was really cool and exciting. And I think we're going to get into the rest of the topics for the show, which is not many. And we also have an interview with Erin Lichy from Real Housewives of New York. If you guys have been keeping up, if you watched the first part of the reunion, the second part will be out this Sunday. We're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, what Kyle Richards said about Mauricio on Watch What Happens Live last night. And then the newest episode of Kardashians, where Kris Jenner talks about her cheating on Robert Kardashian many, many, many years ago. So let's get into it.
And we have trivia as well. Halloween trivia.
And we have Halloween trivia, which I want to put a disclaimer, not our best, you know what I mean? Like Halloween trivia. I just, when we like zone in on a specific time period, it makes me nervous.
Yeah. Look, last year, Halloween trivia turned out, it was a unexpected success. And Halloween trivia this year was definitely a lot of fun. But, I don't know if we were necessarily completely on our A game, but no spoilers. So truly, like most of this episode is in studio. So you can watch the interview and trivia where,
Andrea and Fran forgot to say this, so I'm just recording this after, but we also have cutting stems on this episode. So the whole gang is recapping this week of Paradise.
All right. So let's get into the topics. So last night was the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then Kyle Richards and Teddi Mellencamp were on Watch What Happens Live. After that, I think everyone's been waiting for the premiere of Beverly Hills to see where Mauricio and Kyle stand. In the first episode, you can see that they're clearly distant. Kyle is talking about the new tattoo she has. Mauricio says he thought she only had 3. She has 5. And she said that's just shows how not close they are right now. That like a couple years ago, he would have been able to tell if there was a single new little freckle on her body. And now he doesn't even know that she had 2 more tattoos. So you can see like the path they're kind of headed on in this episode. And then she was on Watch What Happens Live after, and Andy asked her a range of questions that you could tell Kyle she was like, why are you doing this to me? And she was answering them. She said that she was the one who initiated the separation between her and Mauricio. They are still living in the same house. Mauricio has the big bedroom, the primary bedroom upstairs. And she has, she's what she called like the glam floor, like it's more girly flowers. They're living in the same house. She was upset to see the pictures of Mauricio and Emma from Dancing with the Stars holding hands, which is why Kyle deleted the photo of her support for Mauricio. And then
but she did still vote. I
Yes.
love this. Honestly, it did kind of crack me up, like in the grand scheme of things, of like everything that they were talking about, that she did feel the need to clarify that, like, I may have deleted the post, but I did still vote for him, and you can check.
Right. And she was like, I sent it to the family group chat. I said, I voted. So she still voted. And then the big question was what's going on between her and Morgan Wade. And she said that they are just best friends. She also made a comment that like, if Morgan didn't have tattoos, that nobody would be insinuating that there's a relationship between them. And then her and Teddy kind of made a joke and they were like, actually, people thought it about us. And, Teddy's not filled with tattoos.
Kyle was filling error there, I felt.
Yeah. And she said, they both wake up really early. I think she was nervous about the question. She clearly was not comfortable disclosing too much information about it, and just kept it more about like the separation between her and Mauricio as of now. But she was upset about seeing him holding hands. And Andy asked if she thought there was something going on between Mauricio and Emma, and Kyle said, like, I don't think she was like, I don't know for sure if something has happened yet, but I don't think you're out holding hands together in Beverly Hills where you're going to be spotted if there isn't something brewing.
I'm starting to feel like Mauricio may be trying to one up Kyle in certain things, right? Like, it's like, oh, you're out and about, you're photographed with Morgan all the time, everybody's speculating. Well, you know what? I'm going to go on Dancing with the Stars. Like, what a time to go on Dancing with the Stars. Really, when you think about it, the fact that in the middle of a separation where they are either working or not working on their marriage, whatever it is, for him to be like, you know what I'm going to do? Dancing with the Stars. Like, that would just set me off. Like, if I'm Kyle, I'd be like, really? Right now, you're going to do Dancing with the Stars and have this, beautiful partner, and you're spending all this time together and you're doing all these things. And now we're seeing what's happening.
Yeah, I agree. And I watching the episode of Beverly Hills last night, I kind of got the feeling that Kyle's like fed up with Mauricio's shit. Like I got the feeling that she feels they've been distant, and she maybe wanted something from Mauricio, and they just haven't been close. I mean, think about it. Like, your husband doesn't know that you got two new tattoos. Like, you guys are clearly not the closest crazy at that point. Like, that's crazy that they're clearly, not very up to date with each other when they're living in the same house and married. Like, your husband would know that you got two new tattoos, whether you tell him or he sees it or whatever. Like, clearly they haven't been close. So the feeling I got is that she's fed up. She said that
Mauricio's like whole face looked so confused that whole time too. Like, right. I don't know what was going on. It was just like awkward conversation to watch.
He was kind of telling her she can't get anymore. And she was like, I'm going to do whatever. I think Kyle's on this path where she's like, I am going to do whatever I want at this point going forward. She said that she's always lived what she feels like for other people. Yep. Her mom, and then she became a mom and she wanted to do what was best for her kids. And now she's reached the point where it seems like she just wants to do what she wants to do. She's working out a ton. She cut out drinking. It's not serving her. So I feel like Kyle is on this path of like maybe discovering a new Kyle and like what she wants to be at this point going forward. And I've always liked Kyle, and, whatever's going on between her and Mauricio, clearly it's I feel like it's been happening for a while, and now it's just coming to light.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Last up, Kardashians. The season, if you guys are not aware, has been going on Hulu. I think it's easy to keep up with, and sometimes you forget about it. I think it's one of the other. You're either keeping up week to week, or you completely forget that their show is on Hulu. We have seen Kris Jenner talk about her cheating on Robert Kardashian. Khloe asked Kris like how she felt when she did that, which I thought was interesting. And we've seen Kris talk about it before on earlier seasons of the Kardashians, but not obviously recently.
Yeah, and I think it just gives a lot more context to how Chris treats Tristan. So of course, Chris has referred to this before. We knew this happened. And it was like, she had cheated on Robert Sr. They had 4 kids. She had cheated with Bruce Jenner. And at that time, that led her down a certain path, which she like reflects on is like, look, I was young, I was stupid. I was like, even when you feel like you have everything, you're thinking like grass is always greener. And despite, regretting that, she's like, it's one of my life's biggest regrets. The way her life has taken her in that path then led to Kendall and Kylie, right? So she's like, okay, well, I have Kendall and Kylie, and that's how she looks at it. But it is interesting to see now because obviously as a viewer, you watch and you're just like, how is Tristan just like in this family? Like he's so locked in, everyone's taking care of him. And I understand currently he's going through a lot. If you're watching the episodes, his mom had just passed. He and Chloe are taking care of his brother. It's intense. So, but like for the sake of Chloe, that can't go on forever. But I think it's hard to watch. People were frustrated with Chris a little bit because it was like, at least I was, it's like, well, Chloe's your daughter. Tristan, I understand, like he is the father of your grandchildren, but I felt like Chris just understands Tristan from that standpoint. And she refers to how her and Robert Sr., like after they split, they were best friends. They always talked on the phone. Like they gave each other advice, like all these things. And I think she's just hoping that Chloe and Tristan can have like that exact same relationship, I guess, if they're not going to be, romantically involved. Yeah. But it is just like a little bit of projecting your own life onto your daughter. Like maybe the path that you took isn't the perfect right. path for Chloe. Like maybe Chloe being best friends with Tristan like might not be the best thing for Chloe, but it clearly worked for Chris. But like Chris definitely treats Tristan in a certain way, and it's because Chris blew up her marriage.
Right, absolutely. And I think that time and time again, we've seen Chris do this, protecting Scott and Tristan and maybe Kanye even like, and you can tell the daughters are kind of like, all right, when are you going to be like just fully 100% on our side with no ifs, ands, or buts, like maybe see it from this angle. So yeah, and I think that it does time and time again show how good of a person Chloe is, and not to, keep hyping up Chloe, but
completely.
Now we're just like, oh, she commented on our video, so we're going to keep talking about it. We think it anyway. It is true because, this person has done her so dirty, has done her so wrong numerous times. And yet she is still there to support him, support whatever he needs, help with his brother, his mom passing. Like she is there. She did the same thing for Lamar, who also did her wrong and treated her like shit. And she was there to help Lamar. Like no matter if somebody does something wrong to her, she has such a big heart that she opens up to help them back. And I feel like sometimes she's probably like, fuck this. But then the other side of her is like, that's not who she is as a person, right?
Yeah. Part
of you wants to be like, fuck this. Like, I'm not helping them. They like did this to me. But the person she is going to help people. Mm-hmm. So it's like a little back and forth. But yeah, Chris is always like seeing the guy's side.
Always. Which I mean, and that's because, she's team adulterer.
I don't know if that's the case. I think she does.
No, that's a reach. But obviously she relates to the cheater. She was the cheater.
Yeah, I think that's the case. But I think she I'm sure she regrets it. I think what she said.
She totally. Yeah.
She regrets it. But then, like she said, then she gets Kendall and Kylie. Yeah. So it's interesting to watch this season. And also just like in general, like I said, hard to keep up with on Hulu sometimes.
Yeah. I agree.
Hard to remember. And then you watch all the episodes at once.
Yep. Which is also fun. I'll be honest. Just like binging it all together is always fun as well. So, however way you watch it, like you're still entertained.
Yeah. Freaking Chris, man.
It's crazy.
It is great. It is. It's just you're like, because Kris Jenner is like, you look at her as this, mogul, right? Like she's done all these great
the matriarch.
things, and she is just like proven herself, right? But at the end of the day, you're like, Kris, you were a little slime ball.
Yeah.
Really, you were a little slimy, Kris.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah. Kris was a dog. All right. Well, that wraps up the Kardashian
That
talk.
wraps it up.
And that wraps up the topics.
All right, we're going to jump into a little Bachelor in Paradise talk. But before we do that, guys, fall doesn't have to be the buzzkill to your summer chill. Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind. Maybe you have a big work presentation. Follow it up with a happy hour, some friends, and a cold Coors Light. Decompress with a relaxing day on the trail that ends with a well-earned Coors Light. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light made to chill, the only beer out there that's literally made to chill. I mean, this can is so cold in my hand. You can see those blue mountains. You know it is ready to drink. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So when you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. For us, maybe you come around to the weekend. Hey, it's Friday. I've had a long work day. You can go into your fridge, crack open a Coors Light. Maybe you're headed out to the bar with some friends. You have a night out. You can get a nice ice cold Coors Light there. Take those moments to relax, enjoy yourself, and have a Coors Light. So Coors Light's the one we choose when we need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Welcome back to Cutting Stems, the after show, Bachelor in Paradise edition. Gang's all here for week 5 of Bachelor in Paradise. Yay, snaps for the group.
Snaps.
Yes.
Yep.
We can jump right into it. How are we all feeling about this week's episode?
I thought this week's episode was really good, and I'm excited for next week's episode. I have a lot to say about this week's episode.
I think it's 2 good episodes in a row. I agree with you.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
will
good.
agree. The trailer, this was a good episode, but the trailer for next week almost felt better than this whole episode.
It's going to be explosive.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for all these people. I feel like
things are happening.
Finally people are starting to get a little unhinged, and I do think, what did they do that kind of made everybody freak the fuck out?
In this episode?
In this episode.
Truth or Dare?
Truth or Dare. The Truth or Dare, I think really was such a good idea.
So good.
Well,
Whoever's
yes.
idea that
So
was.
good. We needed Sam from
Why
Canada.
was that the first time they did that?
I think you get rid
I wrote
of...
that down. I just went to my notes.
I'm with you. I
Love
think you
Island, baby.
You
That's
get
what
rid of
mix
the...
it in.
They did the bonfire earlier this season,
Yeah.
and I love Wells, but I think you get rid of the truth box. Those things are pointless. Truth or Dare every season.
Sam is
That
a
was
Canadian
great.
plant to create drama.
100%. But I
She's
love
incredible.
it. I'm thrilled about it.
She's
she
incredible.
came down.
I really like her.
And we all joked last week that we couldn't figure out who it was, and that's because we don't know who she is.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Like, I'm going to get out ahead of it. I literally just, my notes has Rose, Truth or Dare. So none of you take that.
got it.
Oh, fair.
Okay.
Fine.
You can have it.
I was
Noted.
so
You can have it.
excited about the Truth or Dare.
It's
Don't
so
have
good.
it.
I forget that there's these other Bachelor universes.
Right.
Canada,
Me too.
Australia.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many there are.
Every
I think
country.
some European countries have
I
some.
think
So do,
Japan
like-
does
Yeah.
too,
Like
weirdly.
I'm so American that do the Canadians know about our Bachelor in Paradise?
Definitely.
Like, is
We're
ours the main one?
Yes. 'cause it's
Is
like
that
the
true?
OG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it
is that us being Americans?
I mean, we
No,
are
no,
being
no.
Americans,
We are
but
the
yes,
main
it
one.
is the main one.
It was the first
They
one.
branched off
Yeah.
off of us doing it.
And we have had more, there have been some Canadians that have trickled into our Bachelor in Paradise, but a decent amount of our contestants have done Paradise Canada.
Really?
Yeah. Remember that guy,
Daniel?
Daniel?
Yes.
He
Oh my
did-
God, I forgot about him. But
He,
he,
did
was
Paradise. He
Canadian,
did both,
right?
I think. He did Canadian Paradise.
And
Chelsea Vaughn from
Really?
whose season was she
I don't
on?
even know.
Matt James?
I mean,
Matt James?
Yeah,
Yeah, Matt
yeah.
James.
Nice
She
trend.
just did she
that's
just
our
did
knowledge.
Canadian Bachelor in Paradise and actually did find somebody, but
But
they just
broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just about to say,
bummer.
they
Sad.
just announced
Yeah,
that
they
they broke
literally
up
just
like
broke
last
up. I
week.
saw her
Damn.
post
Damn.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
Also, too, what was it?
But the crossover's there.
Winter Games.
Winter Games
was the
Winter
one that
Games
really
introduced a
Benoit.
lot of the. It's Winter Games brought in Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brought in Kevin. Also,
The one season I missed.
it was Kevin. Who was from New Zealand? Wasn't there somebody from New Zealand that
Yeah,
made a
I think
splash
there
as well?
was.
I didn't. Winter
Yeah,
Games.
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
one we never watched, right?
shoot.
We still haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
I literally,
You know
no
what I'm
offense, I
talking
like
about?
just unfollowed the both of them on Instagram.
Yeah.
They've been broken up for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm picturing both of their faces.
I think it's so interesting that it has branched out everywhere because
Lily,
it's, you know,
maybe, was
we're
her name?
worldwide. Bachelor is worldwide.
Yeah, it is.
And the concept is good. Like, you know, it's not like the most insane original concept, but I think that it is pretty original, like, you know, original Bachelor. It was original.
Lily.
So it was like, oh my God.
Lily and Courtney.
Yes.
Lily and Courtney. Benoit was
That's what I
also
said, Benoit,
on. Yeah, yeah,
Benoit.
Benoit.
Was he like Canada or France?
I think
I don't know.
Canada.
I think maybe Canada as well.
As you know, Jesse Palmer really showed off his
Oh,
skills
yeah.
there when she came down.
Ooh, I
onto the
liked
beach.
it. I was like, okay, Jesse.
Speaking some French.
Speak more French. I did like how she cut it off though. She was like, no, I'm lost.
I don't know.
don't
Yeah,
know all
yeah,
this.
yeah. But she did come down. Sam came down. She did have a rose, which stirs stuff up for the rose ceremony. All the guys wanted her rose. Honestly, everybody that was sent home made sense. I feel like Sam was very focused on picking somebody age appropriate, and Peter is
fair.
age appropriate. I mean, I wish Peter was sent home.
I cannot believe Peter's still
I
there.
Yeah.
know. He slithered right
Yeah.
past
Just
that
pick
line.
Sean, and so Sean can continue on the
I
show.
was upset that Sean got sent
He's
home.
gotten my rose last 2
Devastated.
weeks.
I mean,
He's been on
she-
fire.
She could not have made him feel more like a baby.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
he-
It was
he-
funny, but it was mean. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
relax, Sam.
Yeah.
Like, it was, you know, he was being so nice to her, I felt.
The fact that he thought that he still had a shot after too, he was like, I was like, it was very clear that he had no shot with her. And
Yeah.
in the confessionals, he was like, I don't know, like I feel like she was feeling me. He's like,
I mean, when
No.
she
she
no.
like laughed in his face. She
when
was
she
like, you're a
called him
child.
out for like your frontal cortex, whatever the hell it's
Yeah.
called,
Frontal cortex is not fully
is
developed
not fully
yet.
developed. And,
Yep.
and he was like, well, I feel like people tell me like
At 25
I'm
it
really
fully develops.
I'm really
Yeah.
mature. And she was like, who, your mom?
That was so mean.
and he was like, well,
hilarious.
sometimes
Yeah, I liked his response. He played.
that was
he
funny.
played well with it. It was
Yeah.
really
Sean
funny.
was good on Paradise. Let's
He was
just
great.
say
He
it.
was.
So,
He was
oh my
great.
gosh.
Yeah, he was.
That's
So
why I texted
good.
the group
Yeah.
last night when nobody answered my message. I said
I hadn't
that
watched yet.
Sean, I was upset, and then I sent a string of messages.
Oh,
that
I had
were
just
really
gone to
tried to-
dinner. I
I
had just gone
actually-
to dinner.
actively tried to ignore all of those because I hadn't watched the
Yeah.
episode yet.
I kind of want to read them all.
Yeah, what are
because
they?
there
I
was
actually didn't read
literally
them.
like 10 messages that nobody
Yeah.
responded to.
You were texting. And I was stepping out the door to go to
Oh,
dinner.
I'm
I
actually
went
not going to read them.
Yeah, don't read them. I think they're- I think that
I'm
they're
actually not going to read them. aloud.
Sean was great though. He
Yeah.
really was. He's been great all season.
Sean, yeah. So goodbye, sweet prince. That's the end of
Goodbye, good
that's
night.
the end of Sean. The end of Will. John B
Oh,
shot his
Will.
shot with Eliza, but did not. The date was not as good as her connection with Aaron.
Tough
Yep.
loss for John B. Poor Will.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Will.
felt awful
We
for
we
Maybe
knew
the
that
worst
one was
go
coming. That was a tough
on the
go for
shoot.
sure.
What did he say? He said something like, "One day, someone will like
Yeah.
love
Wake up every
me."
day and pick me.
Yeah.
I like could honestly start crying right now. Like
That's
it was
deep.
It was so
such a nice guy,
sad.
too.
He's so
Yeah,
nice.
so nice.
And he got a raw deal. And I
Aaron
hope he
S.
comes
also.
back. I would even, I mean, I don't know if he's Bachelor material, but after that exit, I like want him to find love so bad and I want to watch.
He could be a Paradise repeat.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine
You
with
know,
that.
Aaron S.
Yeah,
See ya.
I mean that was
Sayonara.
like
yeah, goodbye.
I
Pretty good
honestly
for
felt like
drama, but-
Sam was maybe
Yeah.
going to pick either Peter or Aaron S. just because they were older.
Who would you have rather her picked? I really don't like Peter, and I think he's a snake. But I think
Yeah.
that, like, you know, but Aaron S is
Better for the
you know,
show.
split
Peter
personality a little bit
is-
a little much.
Outward in his snakishness, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
And
fair.
Aaron S. like has nice moments and weird moments. You just never know what Aaron S. you're going to get,
right.
Agreed.
It's
which
Jekyll
maybe
Hyde
could make
situation.
for better reality TV. I don't know. Like
Agreed.
he seems like he could turn. It's like Kat. Like you never know when she's just going to
So
fucking
true.
lose it.
Oh, Fran, I don't know if you know, but it was her birthday. I'm not sure
It
if
was
you
her
heard.
birthday.
It was
Yeah,
definitely
was
her
definitely
her birthday.
Yeah.
Look, we'll get to it. I
Yeah.
want to talk
Oh, yeah,
first
sorry.
about
I'm jumping.
Rachel and Brayden's date.
Oh yeah.
Maria.
I'm in the hive.
Yeah.
You're in the hive.
I am like
Yes.
fully
Welcome.
in
Brayden
the
hive.
Brayden hive. Like, what a gem! Like
It was a great
seriously,
date.
are we-
I can
good
admit it
date.
was a great date.
Are
Really good
we
date.
not going to talk about how much of a gem Brayden has turned into?
He was awesome.
Look, I am not ready to join the hive because it's too early, and the way Rachel has post show reflected
So
back
true.
on her time on Paradise, I'm like something may have
But
happened.
do you remember when they went to the finale of the show and Brayden's arm was around Rachel?
They were sitting
Yeah,
next to
but
each other. Yeah.
I know, but
It
that
seemed like
makes
they got
me
along.
think that like
Right,
don't
but
know.
Maybe
I don't
it
know.
didn't
I don't
work
know. I
out
don't know.
romantically, but if she's still friends with him, could it have been that
Right.
bad?
Could exactly, and all
But
signs
I'm not ready to
point
say that they are still friends. You know.
True.
Yeah.
Fair. You're reserving.
I'm
your
reserving.
comments. So
I gotta wait
fair.
to see. But
whenever
I'm
you're
about
willing to-
75% of the way there.
Whenever you're willing to come in the hive,
Yeah.
there's plenty of honey.
I'm
okay?
like so in the hive. It's crazy.
Braden
I
is-
was watching with a smile on my face.
Braden
I
is
was
really
too.
cute.
Braden is annoying on a show like The Bachelorette because he sucks so much of the energy out.
Yes.
And every episode is about him. When you get him on Paradise and you get him on a date here and there and he's causing a little bit of trouble, he's throwing Sean under the bus, he's way more likable.
Does he love
100%.
attention? Yes, but
Yeah.
that's where he thrives in paradise.
Right, exactly. It's shocking the difference between the two, and my thoughts personally on him between the two. It's just it's
Rachel
shockingly
was
different.
giggling like a little schoolgirl around
whole
Brayden.
She
time.
really was. Like she was cackling.
What is with the mic? What's going on with your arm
Chill.
around that mic?
you got
I'm chill right now.
both your bangs.
You don't
felt
want to put
right.
it under? You want to put it over?
I actually
Cool.
am very comfortable right here.
All right.
Here I feel
Gotcha.
like I'm a little stuffed in.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair.
Here I'm chilling.
Cool.
I do this sometimes for that same reason. I go like this, like I'm in control of this microphone.
Totally.
I can fall
looks
asleep
totally
right now.
natural.
Not the other way
Totally
around.
natural.
I'm gonna be sore tomorrow.
So whatever. So the date itself.
No, the date was great. I mean,
date
it was a
itself was
perfect date for them.
Right. They just were like painting each other, having
Yeah.
fun, whatever, which I appreciated the lack of food.
Yeah.
Because usually in that situation, it's
food,
always
they're
like smear
smothering
your
over
body
each
with
other.
food and
Yeah.
put ketchup everywhere. Kill me.
How about them
Paint is fine.
blocking out Rachel's ass, but once it was painted, not blocking
yeah.
it out?
Stunning.
That was crazy.
So strange.
Well, maybe because
Very bizarre.
he was like painting her. Yeah, but he was painting
Maybe
the way
because
he
it
was
was
painting.
dark paint? I
it
don't
was
know.
like in her asshole, and I was like, that's a little much. Like,
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
the
like
way
she
he
said,
was painting.
she said
like,
crevices.
Yes.
He
He was
got,
getting
he
in
got
there.
inside
he was
those
really.
crevices.
So maybe they had to blur because like you could see her asshole. Like that's kind of what I
I'm
was
like-
thinking.
Literally, like getting really giddy thinking about the two of them.
No, they had a really adorable date.
It was really
and
sweet.
not
They
and
did.
not because I think that they are like the couple of the future. I
No.
think like they probably are gonna bang like crazy.
100%.
Yeah, I don't
Like
like. I
that's
don't,
what I'm
They're
getting
like
from
burns
this.
bright fast.
Right,
For
like
sure.
they are gonna have when they hook up for the first time, their
Yep.
sex is
Fireworks.
gonna be
There's
magical.
Screaming. It's gonna be like laughs, funny,
Yeah.
like a good time. Who said? Someone said that about Braden. They were like, Braden is somebody who goes fast on love and is quick to,
Blake.
be that person. Oh, Blake said it.
Voice of
And-
reason, Blake Moynes.
Right, always. And then he was saying how he was worried about it because Rachel is a little more guarded. But I'll tell you what, she had no guards up during
No.
this.
No.
Like she was just letting herself have a good time, and I'm happy for her for that. 'cause
I agree.
she
I
really
think
did
it
have a good
was
time.
good for the both of them.
Same.
Totally.
Love the date. Now, we last week also we were like, who the hell is this girl?
Yeah.
We kept calling her Nadia, not her name. Davia.
Davia.
Davia, who
Close.
was
Yeah.
on Zach's season, and she had long hair on Zach's season
Okay,
when they
fair,
showed us.
'cause I
like,
really didn't recognize
really,
her. Yeah.
Still no clue.
But
Never
she
saw her in
came
my
down.
life.
She had her eyes on Tanner immediately. Shot her shot. She knew immediately she was going to take Tanner on a date. Tanner was very willing to go because if you didn't know, she's got one blue eye and one green eye.
Yeah, if you didn't know.
He couldn't get
Tanner
past
only
that.
brought it up 8,000 times.
He
I was
said
like,
it to her
dude,
face,
you
he's
got
like, I can't stop staring at your eyes. They're so pretty.
But
I'm
when they
like,
zoomed in, I couldn't notice it.
I
They
couldn't
looked like
either.
two
It was
blue
very
eyes
subtle.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, it must be a
I'm sure
very
in
subtle
person
blue and
it's-
green.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
it must be in person. Maybe they
Because
do some after
it
effects.
has to
Yeah.
be. Tanner brought it up 40 times.
Yeah.
It's
She's
wild.
super hot. Davia's
She
super
is
hot.
beautiful. She
super
is
hot.
beautiful.
And I'll tell you what, Tanner and Davia have amazing chemistry.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
no getting past that. So when he said yes with a quickness
Yep.
and went on that date, I knew he was going to love it. And they had an amazing time. The dancing was very sexy date.
The
Very sexy.
back and forth between Kat talking
Yeah.
about being
Oh,
upset
boy.
and then them having this like dirty dancing moment
Yes.
of him lifting her in the air and then making out. I was like, oh, brother.
brutal.
They
It
had
was
the chemistry
brutal.
was on fire, and
Yeah.
then Kat was just
He
with the
could have been having a
pinata.
better time, and she was literally crying at her birthday.
Somebody,
cake.
Smashing a
somebody
pinata.
said it, but it's true. It's not his fault that it's her birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's how the calendar
And
works.
you, what, like, you can't give up an opportunity on Paradise just
No.
because it's her birthday. I really do. You know,
I fully
Who
agree.
I
was
don't
the
even know
last-
what day it is.
Who was
I
the
know,
last?
right?
So true. Who was the last girl? She's got a calendar crossing off every sunrise. It's like, okay, 4 more days till my birthday. Who was the last person to have a birthday on Paradise? Because I feel like it went the
There
exact
are-
same
it was-
way.
there are
It was
always
Dean.
birthdays.
It was like a situation between Dean and somebody else. And
I
I can
forget
see
who
her
it was,
face.
but don't you? I felt like I was.
feel like it happens a
I
lot.
felt like I had deja vu.
Yes.
Watching Paradise, where it's a girl's birthday, and the boy like does something,
and there
to
was a
make the girl upset.
bonfire.
Was it like
right?
It wasn't like
wasn't there a
Corinne, right?
bonfire?
I have no
it was,
idea.
It had to do with Dean, and there was a bonfire.
But it wasn't Kaylin.
No, it wasn't Kaylin. It was somebody else.
Somebody
but
threw the cake in the fire,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
who did
I'm gonna
that?
look it up.
Mari.
Oh my God,
Fanny's
yes.
taking
Oh
the
yeah, but there was
fire.
something before. I
Really?
promise you.
I really
there was
think
something
the one I'm
before.
thinking of.
No, Ria, you're probably right because I'm telling you, this has happened multiple times.
think
like
it-
not
like,
even just
it
twice.
was
Like
multiple
that happened
There
with
are a
Mari,
lot of
but it
birthdays.
definitely happened. It definitely happened with somebody else before Mari, and I know that for a fact.
My
I just
brain
know
hurts.
it.
I know that you're right. Well, I'm sure the chat will let us know, and we'll have to follow up next week about it because
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
Is,
I'm
this is,
I'm
you
telling you,
gotta
kill
know.
me.
Okay, there is total birthday deja vu here now.
100%.
Poor like Kat, and I've said it many times. I'll say it again. She makes great TV.
Yep.
She just is
I'm researching this
emotionally
endlessly.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh, I hope you find it.
Yeah,
she
keep the
is
you can keep researching.
just
obviously.
emotionally going through it.
Completely. And my favorite part, and this is awful because it's, she's sad. She's going through it. She
Yeah.
really is having a hard time. But again, great TV. When she is talking, I don't even know who she was talking to. I forget. Maybe Olivia. And she was down on the bed and she was like, no, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I just hate it. Like, it's fine. It's totally fine. And then all of a sudden she immediately dissolves into tears.
Yep.
And then the entire cast, kitchen and all, come down with a cake.
So good.
Singing happy birthday while she's sobbing. That was brutal.
Yeah, no,
like that
tough.
was
and
the
then
most
she just
brutal
walked
shit I've
away
ever
with the
heard.
cake.
Tough.
This is what I'm thinking about with Dean. I'm pretty sure Dean threw a birthday surprise for Kaylin, but somebody else Dean was talking to got really upset that it was
Got
Kaylin's
it.
birthday.
Got it. That makes sense
okay,
too.
okay,
That
okay.
makes sense too. There's a lot of birthdays
that
at that
sounds
time.
familiar.
That does
We're
sound
crossing
familiar.
all over the birthdays, the
Yeah.
cake and the bonfires.
Yeah, exactly. Though
If there's a
walking
birthday
off with
happening,
a cake in the
right.
fire, sad cakes.
If there's
Yeah.
a birthday happening in Paradise, you know that there's going to be drama around it either way.
Well,
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
the
like the weddings
producers
in Game
must
of Thrones.
specifically cast one girl that they know has a birthday while they're filming.
without question.
That's some
'Cause
real
it-
you know,
forethought from the producers.
it
if
right?
that's
To be
true.
like, look, we're making sure that a new girl shows up when this girl has a boyfriend, has a birthday.
I also think with Kat, I think that her argument that she maybe would have thought differently if Tanner talked to her first is wrong. I think that she would have been pissed
she would have
no
been
matter
pissed
what.
for sure.
And I don't
Either
want to
way.
say that I understand because she definitely was over the top, but I also think that she kept saying, she's like, Tanner has spent this whole week with me.
Yeah.
And then for him to quickly say yes and go on the date, that is a little hurtful. But I also don't think it's crazy of Tanner to say yes and do that because
Yeah.
the only person he's even spoken to is Kat because she sunk her claws into him the second he walked down the stairs.
Exactly. So I think it was fair. I mean, I think his argument was fair. Obviously, if you're when you're on the other side of that, you're like, this fucking sucks. Like, I know I've been on another date, but that doesn't mean you need to go on another date. But for Tanner, it's like, well, like, look, I would like to go on another date. I just want to make sure that I'm exploring all my options and finding the right person.
What were
And
the-
I do understand that logic as well.
What were the series of events when she screwed over Braden? Did she talk to him before?
Nipples.
Sorry.
No,
Cover
I
up, Dobby.
believe Tanner asked her on a date and she went,
Yeah, and then remember Brayden was very upset about the way she went about
Right.
it.
I couldn't
Yeah.
remember if she talked to him before she went or not.
No,
And
she
that's why
definitely did.
Brayden's kind of like, I can't help
Right,
but think
that's
this
why-
is
I think she
karma.
talked to him.
That-
after-
oh my God.
Which I think is a little too much of Brayden because
Agreed.
it's like,
But it
Agreed.
is hypocrisy.
But
Yeah.
it is.
Yes,
I think that he totally.
that is the
Yeah.
right word for it.
Yeah.
Totally. But he also like I feel like he said it in a way that he was like, I can't lie. Like a part of me is kind of like, haha. I would feel the exact same.
Everybody
Like, I would
feels that
totally
way.
feel it.
Mm-hmm.
The most hilarious thing though was they were all day. They're trying to cheer Kat up. Like everybody is doing their best to like bring Kat out of this funk when she's like literally suicidal. And then Brayden and Rachel walk up after the best date of their lives with like huge smiles on their face, like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Covered in
That was-
paint.
that was so
And she's like
uncomfortable.
on the ground, being like,
She's like, who's not here?
Just
Look
see who's not
around.
here. Look around. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to go clean off and then we'll change and come back. I was dying.
You know
at
who
that.
was also weirdly happy about Kat's pain was Aaron B.
Yeah.
He was like,
No,
that-
he was too.
He was like,
I was
sorry,
gonna
girl.
say
He's
that.
like, you did that same
He
shit.
was like, you know, Kat, you got what's
he
coming
was
to
like,
you.
he was dancing at the birthday and he was like, that
hilarious.
cake tastes like karma. It's like, Aaron B's going crazy right now.
I missed that line. He
oh,
said
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah. He was very happy about it.
That's
Super happy
amazing.
about it.
Oh, that might just, you might have just got a rose out of me with that line. I
and
didn't
that's
even
just-
hear it.
That's just gonna roll into next week, right? We're also seeing like Jess. They played Truth or Dare.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt like
Fantastic.
first
So
of all,
good.
Peter kissing
Why?
Kylie was unbelievably
Oh my God.
Fucking
uncomfortable.
hilarious. Her face,
Like she went like this.
I wish I
if she
could,
could
like-
suck her lips
Yeah.
into her mouth.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to do. Like,
I wish I could Men in Black that moment out of my mind
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
really hard to
It was
watch.
so
yeah, and it's like Peter, like
funny.
read the fucking room, my guy. This is why he falls into this
Yeah,
category.
Just
Like,
don't,
no.
just don't
Just-
kiss her.
Don't kiss her.
Don't kiss her.
Don't do it.
Don't.
And also, though,
Don't kiss her.
I'm really glad that everybody actually got into Truth or Dare. Like, and because I feel like we were saying this whole time, like, not a lot has been happening, and people kind of need a push in the right direction to like make some drama.
Yeah.
And I feel like Truth or Dare started, and people were really letting loose. Like,
Yeah.
they were, you know, the lap dances, they're doing whatever, they're making out, sucking fingers. You know,
I was
all
like
that shit.
legitimately smiling like
Yeah.
crazy watching Truth or Dare.
It was
like
Yeah.
awesome.
I was
Good.
excited.
It was
Yeah, it
finally
was
some
awesome.
steaminess.
I was like, who wants to play a game of Truth or Dare?
Yeah, right.
I know I've brought it up a million times,
Marty, you're at
but
home.
like Love
Wanna play
Island,
Truth or
that's
Dare?
like the first game that they play.
Literally.
Is it really?
Oh my god, it's like the first game that they played, they're like, I dare you to kiss the 3 girls that you find the most attractive. Like they jump into it. And so this was a little taste. PG-13 for sure, which was great. But like the finger, like John
I don't
Henry.
know if it was necessarily
steamy.
PG-13. Like
Yeah.
they were.
Maybe.
It was teetering the
I mean, I
line.
thought it was PG.
It was
The finger
sexy.
sucking was
Yeah, that I think that was borderline.
Maybe.
Like we're
Yeah.
heading into a different.
I
territory.
like that the people involved, which are the contestants, didn't necessarily abide by the relationships that were currently
Yes, that's what
involved.
that's more what I mean by like everybody really got into it.
Yes.
They didn't just like take the easy way out, like oh, I'll kiss my like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's boring. You know, spice
So-
it up a little bit.
Jess, when we spoke to Jess this week, and she alluded to, you know, some behavior while drinking wine, and clearly she is drinking wine during this Truth or Dare. When I think she really was just alluding to her meltdown while she was talking to Blake.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I really think Jess is just like very sweet and doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Totally.
And is like internalizing every feeling that she has.
Yes.
Because I think at the end of the day, she really wants to like go on other dates, but is so afraid of like causing drama or like making people upset that she just had like one, you know how you can internalize and do it, but if you have like one sip of alcohol,
Oh, forget it.
You're a puddle on the
Waterworks.
floor.
Yeah, waterworks
And I
every
think that's
time.
exactly what happened. She was asked like about Blake, and she was like, you know, is he your number one? It's like, she paused for a long time before
time.
it
It
was
was
like,
an uncomfortable pause.
where it was like,
Uncomfortable
yeah, I
pause.
mean, he's the only one that I've like talked to. So it's like not exactly a reigning endorsement of her feelings.
No.
And then they had a conversation and she just burst into tears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
and-
good for Blake.
Not
no,
good for
not
Blake.
good, but he handled it really well.
He
Like
did.
he was
He
kind of
really
just
did.
like, I need to give you your space.
Yeah.
Like
He's like, please figure this out.
Yeah.
like
No.
it was
I felt for
think
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he got the hint like
Yeah,
all right,
totally.
she's not totally locked in and this is unfortunate, but like I need to give you the space. And she was just like, I can't and I was like, I don't think it got that crazy.
Yeah.
But
I
in
know.
her mind, like everything
thought through
was,
every scenario.
right
Yeah.
I think she really was like totally in her head about it, was like, what's gonna happen if I'm not with Blake? Like, are people gonna hate me? Like,
Yeah.
is this
What
gonna
example does she have? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anytime
right.
that anyone's even considered going on a date with someone else,
Yeah.
there's a literal blow up in the
But
island. So it's
from
like
the
see the
preview,
preview,
it
and
does seem like
Tyler.
she
Tyler.
does go after Tyler,
That's
which
a good
I
pairing.
said to her,
It was always-
I see that couple so clear. And
Yes.
I like Mercedes a lot. I think Mercedes is great. She's
Totally.
stunning.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know, there's something about Tyler and Jess that I feel like
they're both like cute.
they match up.
they're
I
just
know.
little munchkins.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they could work.
adorable.
They are. I think that, but no, I fell for Jess in that moment solely because of, you sip a wine and you start crying. Obviously that
Yeah.
happens. And I'm sure like it's a chaotic environment and not everyone is able to just throw themselves into this chaotic environment and
Yeah.
like not be thinking of how they're going to look, how they're going to make other people feel.
Right.
And I imagine that like, even now you said that you talked to her this week and she's like worrying about that and like knows it's going to happen.
You can see it.
When that happened in real time, she's probably been stressing about it since then.
You can tell
know what I
she's
mean?
very careful with what she says.
For
like,
sure.
She's very,
Which
you
I
know,
can't knock. You know what I mean? I love. I prefer the people who lay it all on the line,
Yeah.
like Kat. But I can respect and understand the people who want to hold it a little closer to the chest.
Well, the preview for next week looks great.
It
I
does
think
look
the
really
drama
good.
is going to continue. Obviously, I'm excited to see what happens with Kat and
Me too.
how she handles this whole situation.
Well, let me tell you, if Tanner wasn't interested at the end of that date with Kat anymore, he's definitely not going to be after Kat screams at him about going on the
Oh,
date.
No
Tanner's
way.
Like
Tanner's gone.
he's
No way.
already out the door. He's going to be sprinting away
you're gonna
after
regret
Kat
this.
loses his mind.
No, for
Nothing
sure.
is more embarrassing. And I really was like racking my brains trying to think if I've ever like drunkenly said this, and I don't think I have because it's so cringe. But like the you're gonna regret this. Like this is the biggest mistake of your life. Like that vibe,
Yeah.
I feel
Most
is
of the time
so,
they don't.
No, and especially they're not gonna regret it now after this like insane display. Like it's just not the way to like get people to stay.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
being
it's
like,
just
you're
not.
gonna regret it. Like it's
Yeah.
just not a thing.
Yep.
And the men have the roses next week. Did we? Is that right?
Yes,
That
they
would
do.
be correct,
Yes,
yeah.
they do.
Okay.
Which is high stakes. High stakes.
I
High
know.
High stakes for
stress.
sure. Okay, let's cut some stems, give out some roses.
Oh, Rhea, do you want to go first for?
Yeah, Rhea already gave out her rose, so
True.
just go first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna my roses to the Game of Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
I really was like, holy fuck, how haven't we done this
a
before?
winner.
Like I was
Yeah.
excited watching
winner.
that. And I'm going to cut his rose was already cut. The stem was already cut, but Sean, I'm gonna cut him going home.
Oh, a symbolic cut.
Like
Oh, cut him going home.
Cut the fact that he's gone.
I'm not
Yes.
cutting him. I'm cutting the fact that he's gone
Yeah.
because
Right.
Yeah.
you know
It's a loss for the show.
You miss him.
and it's a loss for us. Like
Yeah.
we spent all this time talking about him.
I know.
no, he was our
And-
inside source, kind
And
of.
you know what? Who knows if we'll ever see him again? You know what I'm saying?
I hope we
Probably-
do.
Probably on Paradise again.
Most likely.
next
Yeah.
summer.
I would,
But,
I would be so open to him going on Paradise again. Like I just,
I
think
would-
he brings
yeah.
great
He
vibes.
He could just go every year.
Yeah, he can be a staple.
I think they would invite him back for sure.
And I don't think I've shown him any respect at all in the past 2 seasons that we've watched him on TV. So this is my respect to Sean.
Really nice.
Respect to
Pour
Sean.
one out.
Yeah.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for
Pour one
Sean.
out for
Pour
our
one out
fallen
for
homie.
Sean.
Our fallen homie.
I'm going next because I have mine that I don't
Go,
want you guys to
Fran.
take either.
Yep.
Okay, so I will be
Dibs.
I only actually have one. I have my rose and I don't have my stem. So I will cut the stem of. Oh boy.
Oh,
I gotta go Peter. Gotta go Peter.
Oh, yeah,
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 yeah.
good one.
Yeah, it's
Good
just,
one.
I don't know how I don't know how I forgot that.
Good one.
The fact that he got a rose slash the kiss to Kylie, just terrible. Have
So
cut,
bad.
cut.
Oh,
Really
too
bad.
good.
Now I'm going to give a rose to the move because Brayden does the Dirty Dancing move
Oh,
with
yeah.
Rachel, and it made me think of crazy stupid love.
Tanner does it.
They
with-
both
No,
did
no,
it.
they both did
They
it.
both did it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm giving it to Brayden and Rachel. on the
Brayden's
beach.
was
Oh,
good.
They did
They were
on the
both
beach.
good.
Oh,
but
I missed the Brayden and Rachel.
Oh my
one.
God, Brayden and Rachel's
were on
one
the
was
beach.
better. They was, but
They were
he was
like drunk on the beach.
Yeah,
and I was
he
like,
was like,
she's gonna face
he's
plant.
like, I'm gonna be Patrick. He's doing my best Patrick Swayze. Just made me think of Crazy Stupid Love. I was like, he's doing the move. Rachel's
doing
gonna
the
fall in love
move.
instantly.
Yeah.
and she did.
And he
was
crushed it. He
skinny.
nailed it. They were laughing.
He
They had a
did.
great time. So really, just the my rose goes to the Dirty Dancing move because it gets me every time, puts a smile on my face.
Or does your rose go to Brayden?
It goes to Brayden doing the move.
Okay.
So
fair.
yeah, I mean,
So
part
she's
of it-
almost there.
It's
She's
part
almost
of it
there.
part of it for sure.
Buzz, buzz.
Okay, Trent, you want to go or
Um,
Kelly? Rock paper scissors.
You can go.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the stem of. Oh, I just had it in my head and I forgot it. I wanted to give my rose to Brayden because he's great. He had a
Yeah.
great episode.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm gonna give my rose to him. Although you just kind of did that. That's a little.
Brayden Hive.
But mine was a
Brayden
specific thing.
Brayden
A
Hive.
specific thing.
Brayden Hive.
Oh, I'm cutting the rose or the stem. Sorry, of Kat. She's great for TV, but
Fair.
I get like when she's on the screen, I'm just like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way she reacts to everything is just a little bit too much. But again, great for TV. But I'm cutting her stem because sometimes she's just way too
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So those are mine.
I appreciate that and I agree. I have my rose. Who could be my stem? I wasn't that pissed off this episode. Like usually something will set me off and I'll be like, and usually it's the date and there's food and it's
Yeah.
weird.
That was a very pleasant episode.
It
all
was a
around.
really good episode
Yeah.
all around. And so, shouts to that for real. Producers as well. Everybody did a good job.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, well done.
Great work,
well done.
team.
Great
Great
work.
work.
Great work, team. Great work. Shout out to ABC. I'll cut the stem in the same vein of you cutting it because you're sad for Sean to leave. I will cut it because I am sad that Will left. He really hit my heart with that goodbye, and I feel so. I hope that he finds love. He feels so genuine.
Yeah.
I could cry. Literally, I feel so bad for him. And then I will give my rose to Erin B. The line that you told me about.
So good.
This cake tastes like karma. That's fucking awesome. And I can't
He
believe I
has a
didn't hear
lot
him
of
say it.
zingers, man.
Yeah.
He
Just
really does.
like-
He's so funny.
Yeah,
He's really
there's just
funny.
and boy, does he look like he's ready to set shit on fire
Yeah,
when
he
Charity
is.
comes out. He
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
nervous.
I'm
Yeah.
I
excited.
mean, Brett, he's like telling a lot. He's like, "I'll move to Berlin."
yeah, right.
That moment was wild.
It
Well,
was
also
wild.
like
I
the
liked
fact
it,
that she
though.
was like, I don't know, like L.A. and then she just said, I think she said L.A. first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she just goes, or I did not. I thought she was gonna say like
Nashville,
San Diego.
Chicago. She
Austin.
was like, or, Berlin. I was like, oh.
Whoa.
And I did forget that about her, I think she grew up in Germany.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
That makes
something.
more
She
sense.
has a connection there where it made sense. It wasn't just like totally out of the blue that she said Berlin.
Yeah.
All right, that makes way more sense now.
Yeah. I would also like to extend a group rose to Canadian Sam because I felt like
Yes.
she
Brought the fire.
Brought the fire.
She brought the
And
fire.
it was her idea to do Truth or Dare.
Thank you.
So really, like
amazing.
that wouldn't have happened without her coming down. I feel like she knows her. She knows her role. She's been on Paradise before.
Mm-hmm.
She gets it. She's ready to like obviously find a connection. But if she needs to like start a couple fires, she will.
Yep.
100%.
How has it been this
agree.
long without somebody going, let's play Truth or Dare?
It's incredible.
it's wild.
It makes me think that they're all just boring as hell.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Like it's like how's no one in a group setting, girls and guys, no one's like
People always
Never
say,
have
and
I
they're
ever-
also-
they're
always
all,
coming
and it's
up.
all
Truth or
mingling.
Dare.
Like
Yeah.
they're all
Sexy stuff.
The purpose is for them
place
to
from
like
the
look
bottom.
up at
I
each other.
was
Yeah.
just thinking
Yeah.
that. Place
Why
from the
is
bottle.
always place from the bottle?
Yeah, place with a bottle.
Come on.
7 minutes in heaven.
Never have I ever.
Get Wells
I
out
know,
from behind the
I
bar,
know,
and that's
I
that's
know.
the heaven, you know.
Right.
So let's get
Amazing.
into more games you play like in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Couldn't
Absolutely.
agree more.
Okay,
Super
guys.
fun.
I think that wraps it up on this week's episode of Bachelor in Paradise. Thank you all for tuning in. Pour one out for our guy Sean. One
Yep.
last farewell. And we will be back next week.
Do you think your friend is the ultimate life of the party? Nominate them and you could win a Pink Whitney NYC trip. One lucky winner will receive an epic New York City trip for them and 3 friends, complete with a tour of Barstool HQ. 10 secondary prize winners will receive Pink Whitney party packs with everything you and your crew need to take your shot and throw the ultimate house party. It's easy to enter. Just go to pinkwhitney.com to enter your info, nominate your life of the party friend, and describe how they always make the party next level for a chance to win the ultimate Pink Whitney NYC trip. And of course, make sure to head over to your local bar and order some Pink Whitney. So enter for your chance to win the ultimate Pink Whitney NYC trip at pinkwhitney.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Beat Rhea and Fran. This is game number 97, Halloween edition.
Ooh. I like how you hit it good. Halloween.
Halloween edition. There's Halloween decorations around my house right now, so that's exciting. But we are joined by the lovely Margaret and Cassidy. Margaret is joining us from London, and then her long-distance best friend Cassidy is here as well. So thank you guys for joining us.
Hello, we're so excited to be here.
Awesome. I hope you guys know Halloween well because Halloween pop culture, because that is the theme of
I
today's
did give her a little
episode.
heads up.
Well, as you should, because
No,
we
I
had a
know.
heads up as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not like Rhea and I thought about this for more than 1 second when you said it was going to be Halloween. So yeah, we're not exactly coming into this thing having watched every Halloween episode of every TV show that exists. So so don't worry. We are also just flying by the seat of our pants here. Okay, it'll be 15 questions, all Halloween themed. If you get the question right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, the other team can steal. Determine who goes first. Noah's going to give us a movie. Guessing it's going to be a Halloween movie. You throw out a guess for the critic score, Rotten Tomato score. Everyone gets their own individual guess, and that will determine who gets to go first. So, Noah, what is today's spooky movie?
Today's movie is Hubie Halloween. It's Adam Sandler's Halloween movie on
That's
Netflix.
Adam
Oh,
Sandler.
wow. I was going to say I have literally no idea what that is, and I still don't. Adam Sandler has a Halloween movie?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on
Came out a
Netflix.
couple years
I
ago.
think
I
it's
think.
literally the
recent.
last thing my boyfriend texted me was, you should look up Adam Sandler's Halloween movie.
2020.
And I did.
Came out in 2020?
Yeah.
All right, so one guess from you two. Margaret may be the most familiar with it.
No, I didn't look it up. I should have heeded his advice. Okay, I'm going to go with, I've seen it. It was all right. I'm going to go with 47.
I'm going to go with 12.
I'm gonna go with 22.
I'm going to say like 9.
Margaret's actually the closest. It's 52.
Wow.
So not bad.
I don't know. Adam Sandler Halloween Netflix movie just screamed like 2% to me.
Yeah. He's pretty hit or miss.
I saw the preview for it on Netflix the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, no."
Yeah. Okay, so you ladies will go first.
Yep. Okay. Question number 1 to Margaret and Cassidy. Shout out Alexandra from Orlando. Name 4 Tim Burton movies Johnny Depp has been in.
Good thing I don't even know a single Tim Burton movie.
I thought it was gonna stop at name 4 Tim Burton movies. I mean,
You know any?
the only Tim Burton movie I know is like
15 seconds.
Nightmare at Christmas or whatever, and then Nightmare at Halloween. Maybe should we just?
How about
Go
like
for
Coraline?
5
Was it?
Oh yeah,
seconds.
Coraline. Okay, so let's just name as many as we know. So Nightmare at Christmas,
Okay, time
Nightmare
is
at
up.
Halloween, Coraline. Can you think of another one?
Incorrect. I'll just save you the trouble.
So
Okay.
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Um,
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka is Tim Burton.
Willy Wonka.
But that's all I can think of.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Is he in that?
I don't know.
Nightmare, but sure, why not? Does he voice one of the Nightmare Before Christmas and
10 seconds.
I don't know. That's all I got.
5 seconds.
I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't have an additional movie.
There's actually 8 movies here, so
Wow.
I'll go in order.
I feel
Sleepy
dumb.
Hollow,
Okay.
Edward Scissorhands, The Corpse Bride, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland,
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
Dark Shadows, and then Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Ah, Alice. I forgot about
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland with the
It's also not even Willy Wonka. It's Charlie and the
Charlie and the
Factory.
Chocolate Factory.
I was like, do I give that to them? If
No,
Yeah,
fair. Well, good
That's
thing we
tough
didn't
one.
even get to that point then.
Okay, I think they get better after this. Like for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't think that was that hard though.
Yeah,
It
no,
wasn't
it was a
crazy.
good
I
question.
I mean, we didn't get it right, but I thought it was.
I
a
said
good
it to my
question.
dad, and he's like, "No one's gonna know Tim Burton," and I'm like, "Tim Burton's pretty popular."
Yeah.
No, he definitely is.
Okay, question number 2 to Rhea and Fran, Steel 00. Shout out Hannah from Utah.
Were you running these questions by your dad
Sometimes, like if I'm FaceTiming my mom or something, I'll like ask them a question. Sometimes I send it
to gauge difficulty?
Yeah, I actually send a lot of my questions to Kelly Keeks to gauge.
Oh no, I know you
difficulty.
do that. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Hannah from Utah. This is to Rhea and Fran. Debbie Reynolds plays the grandma in Halloween Town. Her daughter is also a famous actress. Who is her daughter?
Shit. I know this.
Isn't it
15 seconds.
I know this.
5 seconds.
I'm not sure.
Time is up.
I don't even have a guess.
Margaret and
This is gonna
Cassidy.
kill me when I hear this name.
I mean, I definitely don't have a guess. Cast to you.
No, got nothing.
I don't even think I know who that first person is, let alone.
Okay.
Say the name, Noah.
Carrie Fisher.
Fuck! Oh my
Um,
god, I totally knew that.
No one's gonna believe me, but I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to sound stupid, so I just took myself.
What? I don't know
Very
why
believable.
you ever do that. You should always
I just
throw out
did
and
it 'cause
throw
I was
out the
like-
guess.
I know.
Oh, I knew that. Okay.
Okay. Question number 3. Still 00. Shout out Colleen from Chicago. This is to Margaret and Cassidy. What did Heidi Klum dress as for Halloween in 2022?
Oh, Cass, was that the year where she was the giant like worm?
Let's go with it.
I think she was a giant worm or some other sort of giant bug.
15 seconds.
Are you picturing her at a party or something?
It was like a centipede or a worm or something. I think I'm just gonna say worm.
Okay, let's go with that.
Final answer.
Yeah,
Final answer?
yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo! Go Lions!
Giant worm.
That was a good one.
Okay. 1-0.
That was a
Margaret and Cassidy.
disgusting costume.
Question number 4 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Savannah from Huntsville, Alabama. In the iconic Friends Halloween episode, Monica dresses as Catwoman, Phoebe is Superwoman, Ross is Spudnik. What did Chandler dress as?
Rhea?
I don't know.
I certainly don't know.
Let's just say a nurse.
15 seconds. Final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. To Margaret and Cassidy.
He was a
Margaret.
Pink bunny. I think more specifically, he was meant to be the Velveteen Rabbit.
Wait. So final answer is?
I guess, more specifically, he was meant to be the Velveteen Rabbit. But yeah, it was like a pink bunny costume. So I guess Velveteen Rabbit.
Correct. He's a pink bunny.
Yeah. I don't
So,
really
yeah.
know why you
He
hesitated
was
so
going
much.
in even more
Yeah,
detail.
I know. I don't know why
No, no,
he
I
hesitated
just wanted-
Points.
so much on saying she was right.
No,
she
no, I
was
just
right as
wanted-
soon as she said bunny.
No, I wanted her to say pink bunny, and she did.
Oh.
Okay. 2-0. And this is to you guys. Shout out Corey from Kansas City. Give the next line in the song Disturbia by Rihanna. Your mind's in Disturbia. It's like the darkness in the light. Disturbia.
It's like the darkness is disturbia.
Disturbia. It's like you're scared to walk on. Disturbia.
Scared to walk away or scared to walk the line?
Or scared to walk through the night, or it's something like that. You're
10
scared
seconds.
to darkness in the light. Disturbia. Scared to walk.
5 seconds.
Should we say
So-
scared to walk the line or walk away?
Time is up. Final
Yeah, walk
answer?
the line.
We'll go with scared to walk the line.
Incorrect.
Can you repeat the
What's the
question?
first
Repeat the
word?
question, Noah.
Okay. What is the next line in the song Disturbia by Rihanna? Your mind's in Disturbia. It's like the darkness in the light. Disturbia.
Move to what you like. I have no idea.
Scared of what you like.
Scared of what you like?
Yeah, scared,
Scared
of what
of
you
what you like. Yeah, let's go with that. I like that.
Scared of what you like.
Incorrect.
Ah,
Am I scaring you tonight?
am I scaring you tonight?
Classic.
Am I scaring
I
you
used to
tonight?
love that song.
What? Let me tell you something. This game show has really taught me how I sing the wrong words to everything.
Okay. Still 2-0. Margaret and Cassidy. This is question number 6 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Samantha from Astoria. In Sabrina the Teenage Witch, what pop star shows up when Sabrina is deciding if she wants to move to Paris with her dad?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like which version?
The movie.
The movie. Not the Melissa Joan Hart. Not the Kieran Shipka.
I mean, does it matter? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I just some context would be nice.
Or maybe it was a show, actually.
I was gonna say I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know if
there
there's
is
a movie. Okay, 5 seconds. Nothing.
No.
Okay, Margaret and
Britney
Cassidy.
Spears.
I mean, that's correct.
Does it count?
I guess.
I
like,
mean, we were
it was,
still
like,
under
at
the buzzer.
It was at the buzzer.
Yeah, that
like-
It kind of sounded like it was at the buzzer.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I didn't
That
say
sounds
I didn't say pass. I just said I don't know.
Was that just a complete guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it had to have been the TV show, the
Yeah,
Melissa Joan Hart
yeah.
TV show.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if there's a movie. For some reason, I thought it was a movie when I was looking it up. It looked like it was like, yeah, I don't know.
No.
Okay, 2-1. Margaret and Cassidy. And this question's to them. Shout out Allison from Kansas City. Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore star together in what Afterlife movie?
What?
Afterlife movie. Patrick Swayze.
Does that mean it's like Afterlife 1, Afterlife 2? I don't know.
10 seconds.
I'm Afterlife 2.
Final answer.
I think it's a movie about the afterlife.
Incorrect.
Ghost.
Correct.
Final answer.
Oh,
I never watched that.
I could see how
I
that
have
confused
seen
you
that.
guys.
That's scary.
That would be
Tied
Ghost.
up at 2.
I do like how you corrected yourself as you were saying
Demi,
Demi, and you
Demi.
went, oh,
That's always
Demi
so
Moore.
annoying.
Yeah.
Like, who names it? Is that like a name?
It's just how she pronounces it to me.
But is that just her, or do a lot of people do that?
I think a lot of people do.
Okay, tied up at 2. Question number 8 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Stephanie from Ottawa, Ontario. Who plays Beetlejuice and Lydia in the 1988 movie Beetlejuice?
I don't know what that guy's name is. The one from Back to the Future. Isn't that the guy who plays Beetlejuice?
15 seconds.
I don't know his name. It's not coming to me.
5 seconds.
No, it's not coming to me either.
Shit. I can picture him.
Time is up.
And I think that's who plays Beetlejuice.
Okay, to Margaret and Cassidy.
I have no guesses. How about you, Marge?
Oh, yeah. No, nothing.
Nothing? All right.
Goose egg.
It's not. It's Michael Keaton.
Oh.
And Winona Ryder.
Oh, I knew it was Winona Ryder. But I was ever going to get Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is played by Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Why am I picturing the Back from
Marty
the Future
McFly?
guy? No, the old guy
Oh,
from
the
Back
old
to the
guy?
Future.
I don't
What's
know.
his name?
In real life, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is
Wow.
that like- yeah.
Gun to my head, I would have said, no way Michael Keaton was Beetlejuice.
Okay, still 2-2.
Jesus, you're right.
To Margaret and Cassidy. Shout out Chelsea from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Name the 4 main members of the Addams family.
Okay.
All right, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Does it say it in the song?
What's the mom's name?
No clue. Definitely won't get 4.
Okay.
15
Yeah.
seconds.
Pass. We should have just let them have this
Pass.
question.
Back to Rhea and Fran.
Okay, so it's Wednesday. Then there's Morticia.
Morticia. Gomez? Is that the dad? And there's a brother. Oh boy, there's a brother. What about the uncle? Would he count?
No.
What?
I said the 4 main members, immediate members of the family. 5 seconds.
The damn brother.
I don't know.
Time is up. You had 3.
Yep.
Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, Pugsley.
Pugsley?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
That's a
that
tough one.
certainly
Listen,
wasn't
I
coming
can't
up with
blame
that.
anyone because I didn't even know what the Addams family was until recently.
No, that's correct. You did not know what the Addams family was.
Okay. Still tied up at 2.
Pugsley, huh?
I'm going to play a movie clip and you tell me what movie it's from. And this is to Rhea and Fran.
Wait, you haven't seen him?
Oh, he never came back here.
Oh my god. Wait, I'm so confused.
Oh, you confused? Oh, okay. Confused. You know something? Me too. Could you hold on 1 second?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. You lying bitch. She is lying like a motherfucker. I know that. Ooh, that TSA shit tingles. This motherfucker's lying.
What the fuck is that? Is it like a spoof movie? Like a... What are the spoof...
Scary movie.
Scary movie? Yeah.
Scary movie 3.
Why not?
15 seconds.
Scary movie 3.
Final answer.
Incorrect. Margaret and Cassidy.
It's definitely one of the other ones.
You know, Cass?
I say we go off
Scary
their
movie.
thinking and do scary movie like 2 or 4.
Okay. Should we do 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Scary movie 2.
Incorrect. Get Out.
Oh, what?
Oh. I saw that.
It's
Certainly on the wrong track.
yeah. Okay. Still tied up at 2. Question number 11 to Margaret and Cassidy.
This Halloween game is certainly not living up to last year.
Hey, there's still a lot of game left. Okay. Shout out Krista from Connecticut for this. In Hocus Pocus, what song does Winifred Sanderson sing at the Halloween party?
Oh. I put a spell on you. Wait, is that the name of the song? It's like, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Okay. I put a spell on you.
Correct. That's it.
I knew that one. I knew that one.
That's the only Halloween I know is Hocus Pocus.
Okay, 3-2, Margaret and Cassidy. And this is question number 12 to Fran and Rhea. Shout out Kelly Keegs from New York City for this one.
Oh,
who's
shit.
in the room with us.
Kelly's sitting in the room. Uh-oh.
Okay. In Harry Potter,
Oh, fuck.
who tells the school about the troll in the dungeon?
Coral. Professor Coral.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Correct.
Boom.
Yeah.
Originally, I asked Kelly, because someone sent it, and it was like, what was in the dungeon? And
yeah,
she's like, that's way too easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Tied up at 3. It's question number 13 to Margaret and Cassidy. Shout out Brittany from Madison, Wisconsin. What animal do Raven and Chelsea turn themselves into with the magic potion on That's So Raven?
Oh my gosh, I haven't watched that series in a while.
I definitely
Like a
don't
cat?
know. But I was gonna say my guess would just be like a black cat,
Yeah.
but maybe that's too obvious.
I can't think of anything else
10
besides just
seconds.
a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll go with cat.
Incorrect. Reinforcement.
Cows.
Oh my God, she knows. She got it. Cows. Final answer.
Cows.
Correct.
Wow.
Wow. Big That's So Raven fan.
I did not know that. I was gonna guess like birds.
The Disney Channel Halloween episodes like really stick in my brain because they kind of scared me.
Yeah.
All right. 4-3, Rhea and Fran. And this question to them.
Well, it's because Raven like and Chelsea's a vegetarian, and then like she accidentally eats a burger.
Right.
and then
Oh
you, like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I do remember that.
Okay. Question number 14 to Rhea and Fran. Shout out Josie from Marietta, Ohio. In the movie A Cinderella Story, who does Carter dress as to go to the dance?
This is our question.
Yeah, he's Zorro, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Zorro. Final answer.
Correct. And that seals the victory.
Wow.
Yes.
When we said there was a lot of game left, it really gave us hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but we'll do the last question to Margaret and Cassidy. Question number 15. Shout out Rachel from Orlando. Finish the iconic line from Mean Girls. In girl world, Halloween is one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut, and no other girls can say anything about it. The hardcore girls just wear... What's the next line?
Boy, the hardcore girls just wear
Maybe like lingerie.
hat suits, yeah, lingerie, Playboy bunny. I don't. Yeah, let's do.
I think it's just
lingerie.
Yeah, it's something like that, or like, yeah.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
You're halfway there.
Lingerie and ears. I don't know. I forget.
Mean
that.
Girls is on TV right now. I literally just shut off my TV. It was on cable.
The teaser for the Mean Girls musical looks top notch.
What? For some reason, that
10
line
seconds.
is not making sense to me.
I know the hardcore girls. I mean, I don't know. Lingerie and
5 seconds.
ears.
And cat ears,
Final answer.
or just ears.
I kind of can't give that to you. It's lingering lingerie. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Linger.
oh boy.
Yeah, Kelly just goes, Noah has a lot of experience with lingerie.
It's different when you read it off a sheet, okay? It doesn't look like how it sounds.
Okay, but the between the four of us, we've just said the word lingerie like 12 times.
I know. Oh, okay, whatever. And some form of animal ears.
Okay, yeah, I mean, close enough. It's
animal
fine.
ears,
That's, yeah,
gotcha.
animal ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, Rhea and Fran won, and I'm gonna delete that from the episode.
I'm shocked we came away with the win on that one. The Halloween.
That was a close one. Halloween is tough.
Category trivia is always tough.
Yeah. The same with Christmas. Whenever
Yeah.
we do the
We're gonna have to study our
holiday themed trivia. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you for being accommodating and, moving stuff around with us and in communication with Noah. I know obviously Margaret's in London, so it's a completely different time zone. So thank you.
No worries. Honestly, I just want to say thank you guys, because living in London, like having chicks in the office is like such a fun connection to like US pop culture and like staying in the loop. So yeah.
Thank you.
I
That's
love that.
very
Thank you
sweet.
so much.
Thank
That's
you.
so sweet.
Well, thank you guys
Wow,
for
I'm, like,
playing.
blushing so hard.
Yeah, and please send your email Noah your address and sizes so we can send you guys some merch.
I'm excited we get to send merch to London.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you
All
guys.
right, thank you guys so much. So nice meeting you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You guys know how much we love McDonald's, and I know if you're listening to this, then you love McDonald's too, because who doesn't? And we all have our favorite sauce. Mine is the typical honey mustard. I love my nuggets and honey mustard, but nothing gets me more excited than knowing that McDonald's dropped 2 new sauces, the sweet and spicy jam and the mambo sauce, which is so exciting because even though we have our usual sauces, we love trying something new. And if it's McDonald's, we trust it. Sweet and spicy
Have to
jam.
try it.
Sweet and spicy jam would go with a great breakfast, McGriddle, hash browns, McMuffin, or if you like the spicy sauce, the mambo sauce and sweet and spicy jam are both packed with a little kick. Mambo sauce to be used with your nuggets if you want to put it on a McChicken, any sort of chicken. Literally, these sauces can go
Anything.
good on anything that McDonald's offers because they just know what they're doing. They do it right every single time. And they're available for a limited time only at participating locations. So get them with your next order as they're only available for a limited time only. Guys, what's more exciting than McDonald's? And on top of that, 2 new sauces. Try them out, sweet and spicy jam, plus the mambo sauce. Get them with your next order. They're only available for a limited time only.
All right, everyone, we're here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely Erin Lichy from Real Housewives of New York. The reunion just aired. We've been loving this season, and we're so excited to have you here. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a few weeks in the making. We have gone back and forth a couple times, so sorry about that. We're happy you're here now.
No worries, no worries.
But we're super excited to talk to you about the show and everything that's gone into it. And we were just saying, I've watched every episode. We're into the reunion. We've seen part 1. But I want to kind of like start a little bit at the beginning because everyone was very intrigued by a total reboot and what that meant and what that entailed. And you guys definitely delivered, but I want to know like what that process was like for you becoming a Real Housewife, like from the beginning, like casting. When did you get to know the other girls? All that.
So we all kind of knew each other. Uba and I knew each other before we started. Obviously, I knew someone who is not on it anymore. And she was like, I had known her for a long time. But, the whole casting process was so crazy. Like you do like these like interviews on the phone, and then it becomes like a longer interview. And then you just like go into the office and like meet all these producers, and you have like a real meeting. And it kind of goes fast. Like somehow it's like all of a sudden you're either getting the offer or you're not. And what's crazy is I got the offer on my 35th birthday. Like I remember where I was standing because it was such like a day anyway. So that was like kind of wild. And I was like, maybe this is meant to be. So
I think so.
When you heard that they were doing like a little revamp, they were, casting new people for this season, were you interested immediately? Did somebody come to you? Like, how did you get your name in the door?
So I didn't even know they were doing a reboot. I had no clue. But Lizzie texted me and she was like, I think I'm moving back to New York and I think I might be on Housewives. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're going to be with, like, are you friends with Leah? Like, I didn't know. I didn't get it. And she was like, no, they're recasting the whole entire group. I was shocked. And she's like, oh, actually, you might be really good for it. So, because I think they were like looking for like 1 or 2 more at that point.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll talk to them. And that was it.
Well, I think they did a really great job casting all of you. We just talked about this. I think the cast of characters is really great and you're pulling people
so different.
in.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So different.
It's different, but not in a way where like it feels like we kind of know you guys already. Like not in a way where you're like, oh, this is different. I don't know how I feel about this. Like people are pretty locked in immediately.
Right. Like you can understand our personalities pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
So who would you say like you got along with the best at the beginning?
I mean, Uba and I just like have a really good time together.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, like we make each other laugh, like we riff on each other. I don't know, we just have fun. It's like my fun friend. And also she's got a lot of depth to her. So like you can talk to her about things. I think Jenna and I have a more like I don't have to talk to her all the time to know that I can just trust her and say things to her.
Yep.
It's just like one of those bonds, you know, like friends that you don't have to speak to for 6 months and then you pick up right where you left off.
Yeah.
That's how my friendship with her feels. So
Everyone made such a big deal, of course, about her being on the show.
yeah.
Do you guys think that you were a little, like, not nervous is the wrong word, but like it took a little bit longer to feel her out than maybe some of the other ones?
So I am like a freak and people don't know this about me, but I literally know nothing. I tell people all the time, like, I don't know anyone. I know nothing yet. Like, I grew up in the city and obviously I'm well connected and know a lot of people, but I'm not like on Instagram all the time, figuring out who's who. Like, I just don't know.
You know people because you actually know them in real life, not because you're like following along with.
I wouldn't know. Like, I had no idea who she was. Like, I probably at some point heard Jenna Lyons, J. Crew, but like, I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. So when I heard she was coming on, I was just like, oh, cool. And then everyone was like, no, this is a big deal. She revamped J. Crew. And then everyone had their theories about her and blah, blah, blah. But I just genuinely got to know her, like, totally with not like understanding any backstory.
Yeah.
So it's kind of better that way.
Yeah. So in part 1 of the reunion, we hear Uba out of nowhere say, can we talk about how none of you wanted Jenna on? And that was like, and Andy
ignored
Andy
her.
was like, that was a total side comment, and then just kept going. And
That's why I love her.
Andy was like, anyways.
Yeah, does that ever get touched on, or was that kind of just moved? Because it was
I
so
mean, I'll
fast.
tell you what happened.
Yeah.
It was so early on. I had the girls over. She was saying it because we were talking about the Cheesegate. Remember how we were talking about that?
yeah.
And they were all at my house. And I think at one point that night we had FaceTime. We get really close with like the people involved on the back of the show. And we had FaceTimed one of the girls and she was like, oh, like I think we're going forward with Jenna Lyons. And I think we were all just like it's interesting, but how does she fit into the group?
Right.
You know, because she's older than us and she's so established and we're like these like poor new like girls that no we don't know anybody, you know what I mean, like in comparison. So that was just the conversation. It wasn't like we don't want her on the show, how do we make sure she doesn't come on? But that's what Uba meant. There was some validity
because it was just literally out of nowhere. It wasn't even on the subject. It was just like, how about let's talk about how none of you wanted Jenna? And he was like, okay, we're gonna move on.
She was like connecting it to Cheesegate.
Right.
And which nobody was like actually there with you guys. So
and Cheesegate is the stupidest fucking gate I've ever heard
and
of.
it went on for a long time, and it kind of was reminiscent.
I didn't speak to me for months.
It went on for a while at the reunion too, and it was reminiscent of any other Bravo show like drama, like the pasta with Vanderpump Rules. And I'm like, there's always some sort of like food gate,
issue.
like there's just something going on. And I just thought it was funny how long it went on. And also you were talking about how, you know, you host a lot of parties and you're like, it's finger foods. I want to know what was like specifically served at the party.
Oh, at my event?
Yeah.
It was like sushi, which I guess they didn't want to eat because it had like the flame on it. I don't know. They didn't like that. There was a lot of meat.
Yeah.
And she doesn't eat meat. I actually posted a photo of all the food because I was like, cute.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't
Some
like
pickings.
It wasn't the type of event where it would have been natural for people to sit down and eat
And have
it
a
was
full
like
meal,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
really like a walk around like DJ
It's like,
whatever.
what do people want? Like past, like, she doesn't eat
Sandwiches?
no meat, like, but no meat, like it's if you know no
Whoa.
meat, then that's on you.
I mean,
like,
there was
Like,
sushi.
if you don't like the sushi and you don't like the meat,
Like I don't know what to tell you.
How many
Maybe I should
options?
have had a big cheese board.
Right. How many options can you have? Do you feel like going into the reunion, I felt that Uba was just running hot about a lot of things.
Yeah, it was towards
and
me.
it was coming across clearly. Where did that come from?
I think that, look, it's hard to watch things back, you know, and especially to see, like, I think she felt like people weren't taking her side with Anguilla. And I feel like we had just watched all the episodes, like, fast.
Right.
You know, like, right before the reunion. And I think she was kind of bummed to see, like, us in the confessionals talking about Anguilla.
But yeah, I don't know. That Anguilla was wild to watch because
It was wild
just
to live.
didn't make any logical sense as to what was going on. Like the sunglasses and yanking them off your face. Like that was, I don't know. It was, I'm sure you guys will touch on it and rehash everything that went down when we
do
see it.
Yeah,
but like
in the next episode, yeah.
What was going through your mind when that all happened? Because like you said, you've always felt like you and Uba were close.
I think I was just like so caught off guard. So it's just like, oh my God. Like I didn't know that me saying like, stop talking about me, which I thought she was doing that all morning. That's what I had heard from everybody else. So I didn't think that that would turn into what it turned into. But like looking back, I get it. Like she was really hurt.
Right.
You know, to her, that was fully real and like hurtful.
In the moment or when you guys were kind of talking in Anguilla, did she ever explain to you like what she was saying in her confessionals, like making sure she calls her family and did she explain that to you in person?
I didn't know. Yes, she said that in Anguilla.
Okay.
But up until that point, I didn't know how important it was to her. I mean, she's also like kind of careless with her phone. So like looking back, I could have taken it and then like waited an hour and given it back.
Yeah.
But candidly, I was kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I was having fun. I forgot. Like I didn't think it was going to be that deep.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking
and
her
it
phone.
obviously became very deep. Jessel was a big focus this season. And I think that a lot of the fans felt that everyone was maybe piling on to her a little bit. Watching
I wish
back,
I didn't get so looped into the side pile on, but I really got looped in. I really don't care that much about her.
Right, no, like watching back, do you feel like maybe you got a little too involved in her personal life?
You know what? I don't think I was getting involved in her personal life.
Or
but
commenting on it.
I was listening to, Sai had that lunch with her.
Yeah.
They talked about him going away, and I was like, that is kind of weird, like, and by the way, why I was saying I didn't insinuate that he was cheating was because I have, like, if anything, I have other theories. It's not that he's a cheater. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like I thought it was weird. That's really what it, what it was for me.
Right. It's like when you're gossiping with your friends and in the moment you're saying something and then you go home and you never think about it again, but it gets brought up and you're like, wait, I actually really don't care at all. I was just talking about it because the group was just talking about it. So I just chimed in.
I did not care about it at all. Really, I didn't. And I kind of wish, like, looking back, when Sai would like bring things up with me, I just would have just been like, let's move on. I'm not talking about her marriage, because I think it did get, like, I think there was a certain point where it started to really bother her. I mean, she brought up the sex thing.
Yeah.
Right.
We wouldn't have known that information.
Yeah.
So, naturally we were all like, what? Like, we need to make sure you have sex. But we really, like, I think it went to a point where, like, as long as it was light, it's not a big deal. But then when it was hurting her, the thing with the ring though really bothered me, because I never said that. It was twisted and misconstrued. Abe barely ever wears his ring. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And I actually said, I'm not bringing this up on camera. And then it was turned into like me bringing up the ring. So that kind of bothered me.
Right. Yeah. We saw on the reunion as well that they talked about you going on a podcast, which was, I think it was Not Skinny But Not Fat.
Yeah,
who
Amanda.
We love Amanda.
Love her. Close friend.
Yes, she's awesome. And it was funny because I saw her, she kept posting on her stories where it was like a podcast and like the name was never said.
I know.
But do you feel like now, because right now you're on a podcast, do you feel like you have to watch your words a little bit more because you didn't realize Sai was going to whip out her phone and be like, this is exactly what you said. And you're like, all right, I didn't mean it literally, but I was just talking and things come out of your mouth. And
I stand by the fact that I did not lie. Like, on the podcast, I didn't say she came into my home and insulted my cheese. I said she said, is all we're having cheese. What she said accurately was, she called me and said, are you serving dinner? If not, I'll eat before. Like, that was the conversation. But I was in like a conversational podcast. I mean, yes, I would like to avoid these things. Right. But like, natural conversation can't be monitored like so closely. You know?
And you're having a conversation about a show that's all about relationships.
Right.
So it's like, how do you not talk about the relationships that you have? Sai also kind of like, she said something to Jessel during the reunion, like, I don't care about you or your marriage, like, I don't, like, whatever. But then she was like, but I also think you're in a loveless marriage, like, and then
Sai definitely cares.
So how do you?
She said
what
no
were
connection.
you?
She said, I see no connection.
So no connection. Yes. Like, what were you guys thinking in that moment? Like, with Sai saying that?
I felt a little bad.
Yeah.
I felt a little bad for Jess on that moment because it's like they definitely have a connection.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
say they don't have a connection is like, they're married with
Right, and they've kids.
Yeah. And they definitely have a connection.
Yeah.
Like for sure. I don't know. I was not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm like, I'm not getting looped into this again. But what's interesting to me looking back and watching it is that a lot of like the animosity I felt from Jessel was like targeted to me. And it's like, why isn't that? It's like not leveled. And I get it because Sai's more vocal and I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, like pile on. But it is a little frustrating because I really like them. And I feel like we've all had like a friendship, even like Abe and Pavid are friends. And so that felt a little incongruous, but
What did you
whatever.
think about her Rolling Stone profile? Did you see it?
I thought it was great, except for the fact that I was the byline.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always putting something buzzy. They feel like they have to
I know.
throw out
Right.
there, but
And it's like not my views and not who I am, and it's like annoying. It's like
Right.
at this
Yeah,
point, it's
totally.
annoying. Let's move on from it. Like,
and it's
I've
something
said
that
it 10
you have
times.
clarified already, so
Million
it's
times.
unnecessary to be used as.
And
a
it's
byline.
like clearly I'm very connected to Israel. Like you could see that
Yeah.
now, and my family's like half there.
Yeah.
So it just bugs me that that's still like a stigma because then it's like they're like naming me in all these ways that are connected to that,
Right,
and it's
right.
like, can
And
we
if
move
people
on?
don't click the article and they just read the headline,
Yeah.
then it's like
Most people
immediate.
don't.
That's what happens. People see a headline,
especially if it's like behind a paywall. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you
exactly.
can't, that's
That
all
is
you
true
can see,
too.
and people
Right.
aren't like, I'm not
Really
paying
bugged me.
$1.99 to read this article.
I know exactly.
So,
but I will say, I will give her credit. She was upset about it, and she did call me Jessel, and like she was like trying to get it changed. She didn't know. She called me as soon as she found out. So I'll give her that. That
That's
was
nice.
nice.
Did you think like at any point during the season because it sort of changed where it felt like in the beginning she was really trying to get you guys to like her, and maybe it was coming across like a little
I never felt
needy?
like that with me.
Okay.
I always felt like that.
That with Sai?
With Sai.
Yeah.
And I felt like she was a bit affected by like the fashion stuff. Like
Right.
Jenna, Sai, like Uba, like they were so glamorous, and here I am like an interior designer, like a real estate agent. Like
Right.
it's not cool. So like that kind of, bugged me with her. And then like she came to my house and I felt like she just wasn't happy with anything. So like we started off not on the best foot.
Yeah.
So I was more easily pulled into conversation about her.
Right. Was it Jessel who said, I have better fashion sense than her? Was it about Sai and the reunion, and it wasn't played until nobody heard it until it was
about Sai.
played at the reunion, and everyone gasped. I was like, oh shit.
Now she's not holding back.
Right. And was there kind of any intimidation factor when it came to like fashion while filming this show, and
No, I
thinking
think I
that
have-
like people go to lunch and that they're going to be dressed to the nines?
I think only Uba does that.
Yeah.
And Sai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I have
Yeah.
good style. I'm like not.
Right.
You
no,
do. We
I don't need to
complimented
have-
you as soon as you came in here, every piece of you, and I was like, I can't keep like pointing out.
I
every
also
single
like
thing.
I would much rather watch somebody with a realistic
Yeah.
style that's good and like trendy and I can follow, but something that also as viewers you can watch and be like, oh, that's so cute. I could see myself
Right,
wearing that. Like
right.
I'm not gonna wear some
Like a ball gown.
designer ball gown to drinks like
Yeah.
in New York.
And like I feel like that's just so not me. So
Yeah.
it would be like the weirdest thing for me to try to behave like that and like wear, an Alexander McQueen like suit to lunch, you know?
Yeah.
So
With season 1 has come to an end, reunions airing. What are you hoping for now with season 2? Like what do you want to give from
Good
yourself
question.
and also from the other ladies?
Well, I feel like there was a lot of backstory about my life that just wasn't really, there was no time for it. I don't blame anything. I just think like, they don't have as much time to show everything for all of us because there's so many of us. So I really want people to like get to know me more and like how I grew up because it's a lot of how I am. And I would love like more fun.
Yeah.
Like going out, having some drinks, going to a restaurant, going to a bar, meeting new people. Like that to me is very much city life, and we don't have enough of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I definitely can see that too. Because even in the beginning of the reunion, when Andy sort of directed the conversation towards you, and you were able to share more about your family, it was information that we were learning for the first time.
Yeah.
So
And it opened
seeing
up
more of it.
conversations for you and for everybody else sitting
Right.
there as well.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to ask about sharing, because what we were talking about recently, I was talking about the show. I was talking about Ubah's, freaking out about her boyfriend and sharing that information. Did you feel like, you've joined a reality show, you are sharing these parts of your life, your husband is on the show, you're sharing all these things.
So mad about me. He's like, I came off so bad. I'm like, I don't think so.
But at least he's on there, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And then there's some ladies that are like no go on relationships. Is that frustrating at all, or do you kind of say like, okay, I guess that's how you want to do it?
The reason I think Ubah's different in this particular situation is she met him, I believe, while we were filming. Okay. So it was so new. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to bring a new person on that you actually really like.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's like solid.
Yeah.
So I think it's like different when you're married than, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like when you first hook up with somebody, you're going to the next day get on there and be like, I just hooked up with this guy. Like, it would kind of creep them out a little bit.
And maybe he would like not be into that.
Right,
like,
exactly.
she didn't know yet. Like, I don't even think they had the conversation.
Yeah.
Do you want to be on the show?
Right, exactly.
And there was a lot of conversation about the night that the three of you were out to dinner.
Yeah.
You, Sai, Bryn obviously shared that information. What really did you guys discuss? And was there a circle of trust that she broke or no?
I mean, we have very different opinions on what happened, clearly. For me, like if I'm sitting in a situation and I'm looking at each other and we're like, nothing goes out of this like space, I wouldn't say it. Like, I think it would, but the problem is, looking back, is that Sai had already spilled the beans. So it's like, she said Connecticut, which I think it's connected more to him. So that is problematic. Like, she shouldn't have said that, but Sai shouldn't have started it. And she shouldn't have told us to begin with.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Sai did not take any ownership for doing that? Because I couldn't believe that Bryn and her had not spoken for
literally
so long.
6 months.
That's crazy.
It was really hard on Bryn because it turned into something big, like in the group. I thought it was rough. Looking back, I think it was unfair.
Of Sai to do that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, she did it to me. I didn't speak to her for 3 months because of the podcast. So like, it's tough. It's like a weird feeling to not talk to your friend who you just went through this like crazy experience with for so long.
Right.
But I think that's also Sai's, that's how she deals with it. Like, she had a rough upbringing, and for her it's just easier to just be like, I need a break.
Detach.
Yeah. And then she does come to it.
Yeah. I feel like we talk about this every time we have somebody on from Housewives or any Bravo reality show, where at the end of the season, end of reunion, we ask like, all right, so who are you on good terms with at this moment?
Honestly, I'm on good terms with all of them. Thank God.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that like last week. So thank God.
Yeah. What has just kind of been the experience now for you personally post Housewives? Obviously people know who you are, you do shows, you're out, getting to be on like Watch What Happens Live and all these things and doing all that. How has that changed your life now once the show has aired?
Well, apparently not enough, because I was flying back from Mexico, sitting in first, and like I, took off my like sandals and like went like this, in the front.
Yep.
And 3 hours later, there was a New York Post article. Erin Lichy throws Jenna under the bus for flying first, but flies first herself and took her shoes off. I'm like, what? So that kind of stuff is like.
Hey, you're allowed to fly first.
I thought so.
I think you're allowed to fly first. I think initially, everybody learned why Jenna wanted to fly first and also get there early. Like, I think that was discussed at length. But I also don't think that you guys were like, oh my God, she wants to fly first. Like, I think you guys were just like, she'll only fly first.
Also, it was like more like we were all flying together.
Right, exactly.
It was like the experience.
I don't think you were shaming anybody for flying first.
No,
like, if anybody gets the opportunity, like, you're flying first.
You're flying. I don't know why we didn't get that opportunity. I would have liked it.
Exactly.
But I think, honestly though, if there was one thing I would take back, it would be that comment.
That comment.
Yeah. Because I think that she did, like, I did see more of her. I didn't know as much as I knew looking back on it, but I did see more of it being at her house and like seeing the state she was in. So I feel like I could have prefaced it better.
Right. Ubah called you a shit stirrer Do you
A
feel like
gaslighting shit stir.
Not
do you feel-
rude.
She's
not rude.
very polite. She's lovely.
Yeah.
She's a gaslighting shit stir.
Do you own that title, or do you
I'm not a
denounce that title?
gaslighter. I'm not a
A
gaslighter.
gaslighter we can take out. I do not think you're a
I'm
gaslighter.
not a gaslighter. We
Yeah.
talked about it at one point. I wonder if it's going to be in the second episode where like he's like explaining the term gaslighter and he's like, she's not, that's not a gaslighting.
Gaslighter is like a heavy label to throw onto somebody.
Yeah, and I don't do that.
Yeah.
Do I start shit? Absolutely. Definitely. I don't do it on purpose. Like sometimes I just like make jokes or if I hear a tidbit from something, I like say it to someone else and it turns into like this huge thing.
Look, it's
Shit
possible.
stir is what you need for a reality show.
I think that
I think I
we
can get
would
messy.
probably get that label
Shit stir?
because we hear things and we have to tell somebody. You
It's
know?
specifically each other.
Yeah,
It's like,
but,
like the
there's
first
no
we're
way
running to
we
each
couldn't-
other immediately.
And then it's like, oh my God, you can't tell anybody, but, and then, you know, obviously you tell people. And
Well,
I
I
feel
think
like
it's
that's
like-
where I would get stuck.
It's like if someone looks me in the eye and says, do not say anything, that's different. But
Right.
like if I'm hearing things in passing and I think they're funny, and like I usually relay the message. Like I don't know. Is that normal?
I was saying,
I think
I was
so. I
saying
think
recently,
so.
like you can, if you're in a conversation, you're like, don't tell anybody anything, and it's like really serious. Like I'm gonna take that to heart.
Right. Same.
If it's like a light conversation, and you know, you go and tell somebody something I said, just don't use my name. You know what I mean? Like you whatever, but just don't throw my name in it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
Just be like, I heard it, but just, you know, don't
As long as it's
incriminate me.
lighthearted. Obviously, like you said, when you're like, seriously, don't tell anybody this.
No,
like
of
I think
course.
people respect that.
Yeah,
But
definitely. You said that you regretted that comment about Jenna. Was there anything else from this first season that you wish you could take back?
I also wish I didn't get like as sucked into the Jessel stuff because I really didn't care.
Yeah.
Like even that dinner that we had with us four, with the guys, like Sai and I and our husbands, we talked about so much stuff. But like, of course, the one time that's brought up, which wasn't brought up by me.
Yeah.
I was like, tell the story though, the backstory. And then we started talking about it. It became like, we're talking about the sex life. Yeah. Didn't say the ring comment. We'll take that to the grave. Did not say it that way. But yes, I wish I got to talk to Jessel more and like understand her experience and got to know her without having like assumed other things. Cause I feel like I did make assumptions on her. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there's always time to mend, and every season of Housewives, the dynamics always change.
They always do.
They always do.
another trip will come.
Yeah, exactly. People get closer,
Hope we go
people fade
international.
away. Yeah, exactly. So that'll be very fun. But I'm excited. I thought this was great. We're gonna excited to watch the second part of the
I'm excited too. I haven't seen
reunion. See how well we were joking that we like to watch on Peacock because we get the uncensored version and really feel the passion.
I was so excited when I put it on Peacock and I remember that it was uncensored. I was like, yes.
It's so much better.
And I said I felt wrong listening. Like I was listening to something I shouldn't have, but excited at the same time. I thought the first part of the reunion was really good.
You did?
I was really invested in it.
Yeah, I completely agree. So we're excited. We're excited to keep watching you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
for
thank you
coming
so
on
much.
and joining us.
This is really fun. Thanks.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. By the way, Charlotte sold out. So thank you guys for buying tickets. We can't wait to see you guys. Remember to bring your signs next Thursday to
Bring your
the Charlotte
signs.
show. We're super, super excited. New York City tickets, there are still some on sale. So make sure you go buy those. We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll talk to you on Monday.